Good morning, and welcome to the Demons Clubcast episode 2 with your hosts K13 and Maddogg and myself, UncleChowdr. Today is Sunday, October 22nd, and we got some new things to talk about. First thing first, I'd like to talk about a little bit is some more Modern Warfare 3 changes. I know we talked about this a lot last week, but we keep getting new information. Um, they are talking a little bit more about Warzone lately, which is nice. Um, Talking about the changes that are coming, some of the things that are staying the same, that kind of stuff. First thing I'd like to start with is the perks in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone 3. I don't know how you guys felt about the packages, but they are sticking with perk packages this time around. But there is going to be a fourth perk. It seems like they're going to stick with that equipment layout the way they have it. But you're still going to pick up packages like you did in Warzone 2, where there'll be like a suitcase on the ground with a package. How are you guys feeling about that?
You
That
go.
makes-
You go.
Well, no, I mean, I'm trying to put together a thought here.
Oh, okay.
It is still early.
It definitely is.
That's
Woke up like an hour ago.
it.
I liked the perk packages. You know, it's a quick, hey, I know what's in that. Let me grab it. It's better than what I have. Versus, you know, maybe if they have separate perks that are available to grab, or, you know, I definitely don't mind it. I didn't mind Warzone 2 when it first started. The slowness was annoying, but you know, I adapted.
Yeah, I feel that.
Right. I mean, in a sense, for Warzone, I mean, no, I do enjoy the perk packages because it's nice to go from. I mean, you spawn in with nothing, and unless you're gonna get loadout, which doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
Especially nowadays with these sweat ass lobbies that at least I've been getting into, where it's just all out pandemonium on the fucking loadouts nowadays. It's nice to have that something.
Yeah, because that option, like you don't have to make that your game plan every game now. Oh, let's get 10 Gs and get a fucking loadout. Like, no, you can just loot up, go kill people immediately.
That's actually funny you guys bring that up, because I was seeing a old school IGN article talking about how, I don't know if you guys remember, back in the beginning of Warzone 2, there was no loadouts, if you guys remember correctly. We couldn't even get a loadout in the beginning of Warzone 2. It was just ground loot weapons.
Yep.
And
I do remember that.
I distinctly remember this, and it was funny because it brought it up. There was an article talking about how there was a pretty decent amount of people in the community who wanted it to stay that way, which I think is weird. I mean, I understand.
It is weird.
I understand the idea. Like, not saying I support it. I understand the idea of, like, you know, making it. It's almost making it a more even play field, because, you know, you only have the weapons that you can find on the ground, and that makes it, you know, like every other battle royale we've ever played. But personally,
makes it really hard.
Yeah, but personally, you know, that's part of the thing that I like about this about Warzone more than other battle royales, I should say, is that, you know, I still get to have my weapons in the game. It might take me a second to get a hold of them, but I still get to have my own weapons.
Yeah, no, it's a distinctly that's a Call of Duty thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I don't know any other multiplayer game or shooter game like this that has the customization.
Yeah, and
that Call of Duty has.
Yeah, that's a big fucking part of it, you know, for a lot of people. At least it is for myself, you know.
100.
I don't think I would continuously play as much as I have, you know, if there wasn't that customization option. And I think they've done a good job at bringing that out in the game. With, you know, I mean, a lot of people, you know, feel how you want about the skin packs, but I mean, they're there, and you don't have to purchase them, you know. Like, yeah, they're $20 a pop, but you don't have to purchase them. and people get mad at that kind of stuff. But as long as it's mostly cosmetic, like people have their arguments about pay to win skins, and that new Groot skin has sure been a a point of contention lately. And the Black Noir
Yeah.
skin was as well. And like I get it, I use the Black Noir skin because of that reason, but that stuff is there for people to buy, or you can earn your COD points and buy that stuff up. Like I was just looking at the store last night when I was playing. They have most of the packs that you could want in the store, if not all of them, available for you to buy at almost any time with COD points. Some of them are cash, yes, but a lot of this stuff is you can earn it through battle passes. So I just like, yeah, you still have to pay for the battle pass, and I have my feelings about certain battle passes, but I also kind of like it just because it does keep me more into playing a game. Like I think that's why I played Destiny 2 so much as I did when I was actually playing it all the time. It's just because there was always that season pass that I always, it gets the FOMO going. And I don't, FOMO can be hated or loved. I don't mind it personally because it does keep me motivated to play a game.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I just it is what it is. I like how Halo approached the new battle pass. Halo season 5 is popping off. I don't know if anybody else has touched that at all.
I would love to say yes, but
Yeah, I know I was just talking to Eli. Eli said that he was thinking about playing a little bit of Halo while we're waiting for Modern Warfare 3 to come out, and I told him he definitely should hit me up and that we could play it, because season 5 is popping off. And like I was explaining to some of the guys, I really like what 343 has done with their battle pass system. Is once you buy a battle pass, you own it. There is no like the season expires and that content's gone forever. Like I'm still grinding season 1 in Halo. I'm still grinding out
that's
that
cool.
battle pass, yeah. And then at any time I want, I can buy any of the other season battle passes with a boost if I want to, and I can grind through those at any time I want. So that content's
That's
gonna
cool.
that content's gonna be there forever, and the multiplayer is free. Like that was a huge thing that Halo did, and it made me sad when Halo kind of hit the bucket at first, or like kind of kicked the bucket, and they had a bad launch. There just wasn't a whole lot of content. The gameplay was great, the feel of it's great, it ran smooth. I got a sick clip where I got like 6 kills in like the first minute of a game playing. It's probably my new favorite game mode that they've came up with in Halo. That's probably been in another Halo, but I didn't play. I played the multiplayer in 3 more than I played any other Halo. But this new game mode is called right now it's called Super Fiesta, and it's 4v4. And every time you spawn with 2 random guns, random grenades, and random equipment, like you can get a grapple hook, or the fucking, there's like this certain thing that puts a blast of like force energy out in front of you or whatever. It's like a big old push, and you can reflect things back at people. It is so
nice.
entertaining, dude, to have someone shoot a rocket at you and you just turn around and fucking hit that shit and send the rocket back at them, dude. It's so funny, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Halo gets fun, dude. It's a lot of fun. But
I do miss playing Halo.
Yeah. But when it comes to multiplayer shooters, in my opinion, there's only a couple that I've ever gone back to over and over again, and it's always Call of Duty and it's always Halo for me. Like I love Battlefield, but Battlefield 2042's launch was shitty. Apparently I think they're in season 6 now. Apparently season 6 is going really good, is what I'm hearing. But it's like Call of Duty just has that smooth, really good shooting mechanics that every time I play Call of Duty, it reminds me just a little bit of why I like the gameplay in that better than any other one I've played. At least that's me.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, like it just
I'm itching to play.
Yeah, the gunplay, and I bet, and see, and that's the thing I was gonna ask. I was like, I'm impressed that you've held out as long as you have.
Hey, I told you his resolve is admirable.
Yeah, because
they pissed me off, man. I'm so fucking fed up with them. If it wasn't for you guys coming through with the clutch to get me Modern Warfare 3, we would probably having a different conversation.
Yeah, that's why I hit the guys up. I was like, you guys, listen, he might be mad, but we're just gonna get Modern Warfare 3 for Kyle, and that's just what it's gonna be. And that way, if he doesn't want to play it, that's fine. He doesn't have to play it, but at least he can. That's the
Yeah, no,
point here.
I'm definitely excited to like play it and then get on Modern Warfare and to get the feels back, get the movement back, and just
Oh yeah.
get everything ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready,
I
man.
was already nerding out with Eli a little bit. I'm really hoping that we can arrange it so that we all can play together on launch. And even if it's just multiplayer, get like a 6-man squad and just play multiplayer with all 6 of us on a team and run it. Run it.
Yeah, I'm so down. I
Um
might be able to convince my brother to buy it if I have it.
oh yeah. Do you guys not game share? Or I'm sure you game share with your lady, huh? That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah,
Yeah, because I game share with my lady too on an Xbox.
yeah.
She's got all
So
my
she'll
games.
get it, but
Well,
Brandon will have to figure it out.
well, sick. But at least we got it twice that way. So,
Yeah.
but the other thing I want to talk about, the other exciting change for Warzone for me personally was the comeback of the color code, the color coding for weapons. So remember how in Warzone 1 you'd run up on like a weapon with 1 attachment and it would be green, a weapon with 2 attachments would be like blue, and
Oh,
so forth.
nice.
Yes, they're bringing that back, which is a
Thank
beautiful
God.
thing. Yeah, thank God. I don't know why they ever took that out. That pissed me off when I found out.
They're idiots.
Yeah, like they should have never taken that one thing out. That was one of the things that made, it made looking at ground loot so much faster.
Yeah. It's such a quicker decision instead of, oh, let me read this real quick, and then you're shot in the back.
Or looking at how many attachment slots it has, equipped on it real quick.
Yeah, well, and not only like for me, I don't just peek real quick at the numbers because I mean they did attempt to make it easy for you to at least see what tier it is by just doing the little box system.
I guess that's fair, but
But
color coded. I'm 12, okay?
yeah, no, exactly. I agree with that one. And then you got the chance that like it takes sometimes the attachments don't show up right away, and I'm going off the 5.
Yep.
It just sits there.
There, I always had that glitch too.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Or
Cool.
do you remember
No,
that short amount of time there where it was glitching and showing you it would be a weapon with 5 attachments? You'd pick it
You
up
get
and it
one.
only had 1, or it had like 2 or something.
Yep.
dude.
There was that little
I did
glitch.
I had the reverse too, I think. We would have 1 attachment, but then give me 5.
Dude, honestly, like I sitting down and playing this game last night, especially what we're watching right now on stream. I know that you guys can't see it, and hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to figure out a way to screen share with you guys so you guys can kind of see what we're all doing here. But the Halloween event is honestly been really fun. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Al Mazrah at night is a whole different game, dude. Like that is crazy, actually, how much different it is. It is so much harder to see people because it's dark. So it like adds a whole nother level, in my opinion, of like caution that you have to practice, because I can't tell you how many times I was running and then somebody would start shooting me from somewhere where I couldn't even tell there was a person standing there because it's that dark.
Well,
So, that was interesting. And the other thing I'm enjoying is I'm liking hunting these Halloween creatures. Last night, me and the boys, Eli and Slugg, and Rad, we killed the Butcher. Like our fucking second match last night, our first match, we killed the Butcher. And then we went to Al Mazrah and killed the Swamp Thing. And then we tried to do the UFO thing, but the UFO one is hard to do, kind of. I won't lie. It's really dope area though. The down ship over by Sawa Village, Kyle. That's like sunk. Well, now there's like a fucking UFO floating over there, and if you go over there, there's like a gravity displacement in the water. So now that part of the ship that's underwater and broken off, you can walk on it. You can walk on the ocean floor. It's like this huge like bowl in the ocean. And so everybody's like fighting on the ocean floor and running around and shit. And they've like set it up so like there was like a UFO investigation going on over there. So there's like lights that go down to that sunken ship, and you can like go and crawl inside that sunken ship and run around on it. And that's where a lot of the fights are happening. And then you have to destroy and fight the UFOs. And like there's like 3 phases. There's like the first phase where you show up, you shoot the big orb a bunch, and the big orb is like the first part of it. You destroy the orb, and then it breaks off into 3 little orbs that move, and you have to destroy those. And once you fire at one, it comes to your position and it shoots back. It's fucking intense,
Oh, whoa.
actually. Yeah, it shoots back at you, and so you have to like dodge the fucking laser bullets that's shooting at you, and they fucking do real damage. You have to destroy all 3 of those orbs, and then once you destroy the orbs, a actual UFO spaceship shows up, and it starts shooting fucking death beams at everybody around, and so you have to shoot it, and then something falls out of it after you blow it up, and you have to take it to a portal, and fucking you have
Wow.
yeah, it's actually pretty involved.
It's intricate, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's one more that me and the boys need to do, which I'm gonna try to do with Lowe's today. Actually, me and Lowe's were already talking this morning a little bit. Um, Shout out, plug for the homie Lowe's 92 L0WES92. Check him out on Twitch. He's a beast. Um, uh, me and him are gonna play some Warzone today, I'm thinking, and I want to run that Pharaoh event. There's another one I shared a little. I don't know if you guys seen it in the messenger chat.
Yeah,
Um,
I've done the Pharaoh.
yeah.
Me and Lowe's have done it.
Apparently, you can just stand there and it won't kill you.
That's new.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, there's like an Easter egg for it where once you put all the skulls in there and summon the Pharaoh, if you just stand there, it'll like freak out and drop all of its loot and disappear.
Wow.
So I was gonna try that today, but there's actually a pretty sick blueprint that comes from finishing the Halloween event. So that's kind of the plan right now. So
Right. But yeah, no, other than that, yeah, the Pharaoh is a little bit of an asshole.
yeah, I heard that the Pharaoh has a
Like-
lot of health. I heard that he has a lot of health.
Well, he has a lot of health, and then like basically if he touches you, he assassinates you. He finishing moves you. And the entire time you're being finishing moved, he's basically invincible. So like
Yeah, he can like
it-
one hit kill you.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
but
So it's a lot of running, turning around, shooting real quick. And,
yeah. And sorry I keep getting off topic on Modern Warfare 3, but it just keeps leading into other conversations. But the other big change that I noticed that a lot of people are fucking on the fence about, I've been reading some stuff, is one-shot snipies are back.
Thank God.
Good.
I think it's great.
This makes
Personally,
sense.
I think it's great personally as a person who loves to snipe myself. I think it's great. I'm excited that I don't have to put fucking explosive rounds on my sniper rifle now to get one-shot headies.
Just to do it.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
get one-shot headies. So it should be a really interesting Warzone, I think, this time around, just because it's gonna be a little bit more, you gotta be a little bit more cautious about sticking your head out now.
Yeah.
You can't-
That's with the movement coming back and one-shot snipers, which should just be obvious.
yeah.
There's the balance right there, right? Like you can avoid a sniper, you just have to be good on your thumbs
Yep. You
or
have to
quick
be
on your feet.
good movement.
Basically.
So, that's your counter.
Absolutely.
Start watching those Jowo videos.
Oh yeah, he's so good.
I know, dude. He's the master of movement. I don't care what anybody
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, he literally is the movement king. I'll always back Z-Laner as the best COD player because he's my favorite streamer, but that Joe is definitely the movement king.
Yeah, dude, that guy's movement is ridiculous. But no, I agree. Z-Laner is. See, it for me. I've always personally been a huge fan of Scrump. So he's been my guy for a long time, and I'll never forget watching Scrump just for like 2 matches at a closed beta for content creators. I think it was for. I want to say it was for Modern Warfare 2019. I was watching Shroud play mouse and keyboard on a PS4 against Scrump on a PS4 controller, and I just watched Scrump eat that guy alive for like 2 matches. And it just shocked me because watching Shroud play PUBG back in the day when PUBG was like everything and the only thing people talked about, dude, watching that guy play PUBG was terrifying. Like, he would drop at the hottest place and come out of there with like 20 kills by himself. And it was terrifying to watch. And I mean, you play PUBG, you know how fucking ridiculous that game can get and how hard
It's
it is
hard,
sometimes.
man.
Yeah. And that guy's just like walking out of fucking like the
Boot
fucking
camp.
biggest, yeah, boot camp or the biggest city in that desert map with like 20 kills. And he's just like fucking hot to trot, dude, ready to go. I'm like, Jesus
Nice.
criminy, dude.
Also, did you mean scump or
Oh
scrump?
yeah, scump. Sorry, I always say
Okay,
scrump,
okay.
but scump. Yeah, scump. I always say scrump. I
I
don't know
was
why I
like,
do that,
I
but
was like, shit. I know that guy like retired and now he's like back. Maybe it's someone different.
no, it's scump. It's definitely scump. I always say scrump. That's my bad. But scump is it's been a while. Yeah, I didn't know he even retired. It's been a while since I've seen anything from Scump, so I just thought maybe he like I don't know, like just
I don't even know what it was about. Like, I don't even like. I think it was just from COD, and like he went to the event, the COD Next event this last time. So
Oh, okay.
I don't
Sick.
think he
Yeah, I
was
didn't.
retired.
Yeah, I didn't see. I mostly watched at the COD Next event. I think I mostly watched what the fuck was that guy's name? Uh I watched a lot of Stone Mountain 64s cuz Stone
Yeah,
Mountain
yeah.
is someone I've been following for I think
Long time.
yeah, I was going to say I'm pretty sure everybody who plays a lot of first person shooters knows who fucking Stone Mountain 64 is. It's pretty
Yeah, man.
hard
He's why I
not
got
to.
into Battlefield.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That guy's a legend.
And then he had Battlefield for Friends or whatever it was called, that little animated show.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny, dude. He's hilarious, dude. He's a great guy. And
Yeah,
then
legend.
legend in the community for sure. Stone Mountain he's awesome. And then the other guy that I've been watching a lot lately for my Call of Duty content is someone named Espresso. I think I've shared a couple of his
Nice.
videos in YouTube a couple times. His videos, I really like his videos because they're kind of like the stuff that I want to make. They're very straightforward and pretty simple for the most part. They're, they just he just he doesn't show his face hardly ever. He just shows gameplay and then he talks about what's changing and he does it really nice. I like the music he puts in the background. He's just got everything's really organized well. And it's
Nice.
to the point. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no cringy thumbnails there's a couple YouTube guys. I'm not gonna say names because I'm not trying to start any drama, but there's a couple YouTube guys that I've been seeing lately where like your thumbnails are all essentially the same thing. Like you just take a
Oh yeah.
picture with you covering your face and looking down, and it's the same thing every time. Every
Yeah, the
single
excited.
time.
Oh no, face.
Yeah, it's like the exact same thing every time. And I
God,
get the thumbnails. I like thumbnails are important, 110%. I'm not
they
denying
are
that whatsoever. But like I just laugh when I see
literally
like
rinse and repeat.
yeah, you're making the same face every time. Like it's so hard for me not to laugh a little bit. But and then I think like Kyle said, the movement coming back to Modern Warfare 3. I've seen some content creators say that the movement's not quite what it was in Modern Warfare 2019. But to be honest, I'm not expecting it to be an exact copy.
Yeah,
So
I don't want it to be. That shit was over
yeah.
the top.
We talked about it last week, but I still think one of my new favorite features is that tactical aim button.
Yep.
Screw the lasers. I love being able to go side tilt like that on your own. I wish they would have let me do it for the pistols so I could have felt a little bit like a gangster every time I did it. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
that'd be cool actually.
You can do it with you can do it with the mini Uzi after you put a stock on it. I think the weapon has to have a stock. I think that's what it is. So I think it has to have a viable stock.
When is Call of Duty gonna introduce a lean feature?
That is a real good question. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I like this whole mount system they got personally, just because it does come in useful in certain situations. Like
Yes.
when you're
So
playing,
your aim stays on point, but why not like so I can peek a little bit, you
yeah,
know?
like give me a lean, give me a little bit of a lean.
Because once I'm mounted, I am fucked.
hmm The only
That is
thing
true.
is like, and I kind of understand where they're coming from with it. I guess you could implement a lean with like while you're aiming, if you're holding the aim ADS button and then clicking the left and right stick, maybe then. But that just also depends because that might fuck it up for people who are crouching with the right stick. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
something. Like it just depends on like the button mapping there, because there's already so many different fucking buttons. You know what I mean? Like the button mapping there
Yeah.
gets irritating. Like I like how they do it in PUBG a whole lot. I think PUBG's got it down pretty good with that left right leaning like that, and I could see them making a
Yeah.
control change and just making people get used to it and deal with it. But I don't know how the community would feel about the
With
lean.
it being stuck in first person, I mean, I don't know, man. I just how long has it been that people have been talking about it that like
Hmm.
Call of Duty should probably try it, and it's never happened. I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
I mean, you know, that's why people adapted to the, you know, and I do it a lot too. It's one of my signature moves that I try all the time is that fucking corner whipping. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you know, someone's around a corner, so instead of just popping around it slowly, you fucking back up a couple steps, get a sprint, and jump out and whip that corner,
Hmm.
hoping you can break their camera. And I mean, it's
Right.
it's hard to do.
Effective.
Yeah, it's effective, and unless the person's just as good as you are and is expecting it, you know what I mean? And I
Hmm.
notice I'm really hoping that with the new updates and the movement, that drop shotting just goes away a little bit. Jesus criminy, I am so tired of getting drop shotted on, dude. I know it's
Drop
a
shot king, baby. I can't
I,
wait to
I
still do
can't
it.
stand the drop
Hey,
shots, dude. Every time I get fucking killed by someone who just crouches and goes into prone when I've like shot you first and got the kill almost, and then you just go under my bullets like a little. I get so mad every time. Like, yes, it's a viable skill. I just need to adjust for it. I get that, but it still makes me so mad.
Because most people do the jumping bullshit, so you're mostly expecting like something like that, a sweaty
Yep.
movement, not someone just laying down.
Yep, I'm expecting. Yeah, and it gets me every time, dude. It gets me every time. Oh, and let me just bring something up real quick about gets me,
Yeah.
because I'm watching this Modern Warfare 2 fucking playthrough. These fucking the Halloween event. These devs are cheeky bastards, right? So I've been watching people play, and I'm laughing because I'm watching people get the jump scares at the chests, and it's scaring the shit out of people. And right when you load into Call of Duty for the first time after the update, it asks you. There's like a little thing that pops up, and it asks you. It's like, would you like the jump scares? Yes or no. Like, keep the tricks, or no, I just want treats. And, you know, I've seen people get scared. I was like, oh, that's fine, but I don't want the distraction when I'm trying to open a chest and I'm like playing Resurgence if we're in a hot area. I don't want to get the
Yeah.
distraction. I don't want my screen to be covered. So I turned them off, fully thinking they were going to be off, dude. I fucking drop into Warzone, dude. First chest I opened scared the shit out of me, dude.
Uh,
They don't let you turn it off, dude. They're like, oh, we're gonna let you think you can turn it off, and then you go to open a chest, dude, and it scared the shit out of me, right? And it was like the first three chests, and then it stopped happening, and I was like, okay, maybe they just do it for a couple times just to let you know what it is. And
no, no,
yeah, dude, no, I played a
no.
couple games, wasn't happening. I completely forgot about it. I opened a chest last
oh
night
my
with
god.
Slugg and Eli, scared the shit out of me, bro. These
Dude,
jump scares are hilarious. I have to say, dude,
and,
that was a funny addition into the game, dude. It's the jump scares when you open chests. That was funny.
that
I
is
think they did
funny.
that in
Yeah,
the past too, but I think they're doing it a little more aggressive this year.
Yeah, and then the other little change up that I really like, the maps look great right now. Everything's all bloody and scary, like there was a zombie apocalypse that ripped through
Oh, nice.
Vondel, and they're calling it
yeah.
Von Dead, and there's like dead zombies everywhere, and there's people decaying, and there's blood and broken glass. It's fucking cool. Al
Dope.
Mazra's in
That's
the same
weird.
place. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
we were playing last night, and I was like, oh, help us. Dude, I was getting serious like fucking Walking Dead vibes.
Yeah, you know,
I
it's
swear.
it's actually really sick. And then the other thing I was really digging on was the just the way the butcher event was. Like, it was kind of high stakes fun. Like, there's a big platform, you got to start the ritual, you drop on that shit, and then once the portal opens, you go through the portal, and then you got to survive inside the portal by constantly healing yourself because you take AoE damage because you're in hell essentially. And the butcher for those who don't know, that's a Diablo 4 thing, Diablo thing. They're doing like a crossover
I
thing
noticed
for
that
Halloween with
with
Diablo. They got a
I noticed that with the
yeah,
skin.
yeah, they got a Lilith skin pack in the store right now where you can play as Lilith from Diablo 4, and then
Yep.
the one of the first monsters you kill in the Warzone event is the Butcher. And while you're inside that area, you gotta kill zombies, like fight zombies, constantly heal yourself, defend yourself from other players coming through the fucking portal, and kill that boss. It was pretty
Oh
intense, and
wow,
it was actually a lot of fun. We had a good time doing it last night.
this is cool.
Yeah, so
I,
I'm
I
enjoying
missed
this
that
shit out.
first. I missed that first Halloween event, so it's nice to hear that it's kind of coming back. Yeah.
Yep. I'm pretty excited because we're gonna get a new Warzone next. We're gonna get a new Warzone probably just in time for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's just say I'm fucking scared to death that they're gonna bring Krampus back.
Uh,
Let's just hope they learn their lesson.
don't
Which
don't bring. I don't know, dude. Like you already heard that. I already told you how that Dev felt about the combat scout perk coming back. He's like, I don't care. I liked it, so I'm putting it in. What if they all just, haha, here's a little joke for Christmas. We're giving you Krampus, and you can just take
oh,
it.
bring it back. Just make sure it doesn't fucking crash people's games.
Okay, no crash in people's games. I can agree with that. I remember playing
All their
Warzone.
gimmicks suck.
I just remember when Krampus came out and I was like, what is this? And I'm like playing Warzone, everything's going fine, I'm shooting people, and then all of a sudden that thing come running at me and I'm like,
The
dude,
music starts playing.
yeah, dude, I'm like, what is happening? And pretty soon this thing is on you that like can't be fucking killed and it's a tank of a thing.
Yeah, it's running at you.
Yeah, dude, that was terrifying, dude.
And like
I
fast, dude. Like you couldn't really slide cancel away from it. You had to
no.
get away from it, like vehicle or redeploy or something.
Yeah, dude, there was no outrunning that thing. It didn't matter. It was kind of scary, dude. Like that
yeah.
kind of shit was ridiculous. But I think we're gonna have some positive changes. And the other thing I've been curious about, I've been trying to research it. We got to play with those weapons in the beta that were there. I'm really wondering. It sounds like it, and I could be wrong, but I'm really wondering if they're just gonna take all the weapons that we got in Modern Warfare 2 and kind of just move it into Modern Warfare 3. Like, I'm wondering if that's what the case is. Like, are they just going to be transferring all these weapons, keeping all the primary shotguns, SMGs, all that stuff that we have right now, and then just adding into the list? Is that what's going on?
I mean, that would make sense if they're allowing everything to carry forward.
I mean, you would think so, right? If they're carrying
Yeah.
forward our blueprints that we're getting right now and our skins and all that stuff, then why wouldn't all the exact same weapons be in Modern Warfare 3? Which personally
Yeah,
makes me excited. I don't care if they're the same weapons and it's a repeat. That just makes the list so much bigger.
That's what I'm thinking is
yeah.
what if those I mean, okay, yeah, they're probably just another rebrand and just like a redesign, but it'll have all the same stats.
Yeah, and I mean that would be ideal personally. I think so.
Right? I agree.
Um the I think that's about everything big I wanted to talk about with Modern Warfare 3 though that I seen that's coming up. The other big thing I kind of wanted to touch on real quick was just wanted to give a little shout out, congrats to the devs at Insomniac for smacking another one out of the park with Spider-Man 2. All the reviews I've seen are just A plus. That game looks incredible. So I
Yeah,
mean,
the promo for it was amazing enough with the flipped truck caught by webs and
yeah,
everything like that. Like they went over the top, man. Bravo.
yeah. No, I mean there was that flip truck one, and then did you see the other one that they had with the Venom, the black Venom stuff? They had another one with like a big ass truck being like lifted up out of the ground with like that black Venom slime looking
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. I remember seeing the black the webbing. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yes.
so cool.
Yeah, so Sony is, I will say, I'll give Sony their flowers, if you will, on that one, just with the how they advertise for their games is so awesome. I love these big advertisements that they do. Like when God of War Ragnarok came out, they have that
Yes.
gigantic axe in the fucking pavement wherever it was. I forget. I think it was in California somewhere. They just had a
Oh
huge
yeah,
Kratos' axe sticking out of the ground. Like that's
that's
crazy.
so sick.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Um, and then I don't know if you guys seen. I shared it on Facebook. I'm pretty sure I did. There was the Xbox paid to have a huge advertisement on the Las Vegas Sphere.
On the sphere, yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
so cool.
so cool
They,
looking. It was
they left
so
out
cool.
Master Chief though.
I noticed that they really I feel like they're trying to win back the community with Halo first before they start going hard on Master Chief again.
I just feel like that's Xbox.
Yeah, and
You
I
gotta
agree
show
with
Master Chief.
I agree with
Yeah.
you, but they really fumbled Halo Infinite, and 343 knows that. They fumbled the launch of Halo Infinite. Like
For sure, for sure.
we're just now seeing a resurgence. Like they hit like 60,000 concurrent players, and then they hit like I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look it up real quick, so I'm not saying false numbers. Um, but the fucking this season 6 is coming back, so it's it's been it's been up and down with Halo. Like they have a ton of content now, but that's the thing
Mhm.
is like the game is now sitting where it should have been when it came out, and that's what a lot of like Forge is making that game, you know, amazing again. So its all-time peak. Okay, so its all-time peak was 256,000, but that was a while ago, I'm assuming. Yeah, that was quite a while ago. That was in January. So it's been low. The last 24 hours we've had a peak of 15,000, but this was it was just not too long ago, a couple days ago we had it was a pretty big spike of people. And they've been doing okay for themselves. Like they're really trying. So, and I don't and I think it's in a much better place than it was. um But the advertisements, I think, on Microsoft's side have been a little lackluster while they were trying to finish this ABK nonsense, I think is what the big thing was. I think they were really holding off on
Mhm.
ads and all that stuff because they were really trying to sell to the CMA, like, that they're not trying to monopolize the market, which feel how you want about it. I don't think they really are either. I think what Microsoft's main end goal at the end of it was um to get a big foothold in the mobile market with King being in that
Yeah.
purchase. Like don't get me wrong, the purchase of ABK has tons of benefits there with all the IP and all the other money they're going to be
Mhm.
making from all the
Right.
other stuff.
Right.
But Microsoft has talked about how they've been wanting to get into the mobile market more before, and King is huge. I mean, Candy Crush is
Yeah.
gigantic. It's gigantic.
Yeah. That one
So,
alone.
yeah, so the amount of, that was a huge win for those
Absolutely.
guys.
That's I see. I knew about the Activision Blizzard. I hadn't even seen anything on the King. So when
Well,
I
that's what ABK stands for is Activision Blizzard
right,
King. They're all wrapped together. So,
right, when we were going through it, I wasn't worried. So I just kind of
hmm
I listened to the updates from you, but I didn't dig into it
oh
because I
yeah,
wasn't worried about it. I knew that Microsoft was only going to shoot themselves in the foot if they decided to pull Activision
hmm
from Sony.
yeah, and they're definitely not going to do that. There was right after it was done. Microsoft does an Xbox official podcast, and they had Phil Spencer on for the entire episode, and I listened to it just because I wanted to hear what he was going to say about the ABK deal,
Right.
and that was a big thing that he said is he wants to make sure that the Call of Duty community is assured that he's not there to take any games away from anybody. He's not trying to take it away. The one thing he is
Right.
going to put a stop to is this exclusive beta and exclusive skin and exclusive content thing. He doesn't want that.
That's
He doesn't even want
that's
that for Xbox. He's not going to use that
no.
to have people sell Xbox consoles. He wants everybody to play Call of Duty and enjoy that. He
Well,
wants
I
everybody
mean,
to have access to it.
that's here you go.
And see, and
That
I think that's great personally.
Yeah.
If
No,
we're
absolutely.
not going to end up, and Xbox isn't going to have exclusive stuff, I'm fine with that. That means, when the first open beta weekend happens, everybody's going to be in for that. Sick. I
Yeah.
enjoy that so much more.
Straight up, dude. I will tell you this, right? So I played more of the beta with you and Eli than I did during the PlayStation exclusive weekend because I got bored.
Well, and I mean, and that's the thing is like now in today's age, like that was something else I was thinking about. And now in modern gaming with crossplay being so prominent in all of these big major games, people aren't buying consoles anymore based on, I mean, the casual people are for sure. Like the
Yeah.
casual people are buying consoles based on what their friends have because they're not playing games the way we are.
Yep.
People
Yeah.
like us, we're buying stuff because of A, we've been there for a while, or B, we really like the UI and the ecosystem, that type
Yep.
of
Mhm.
stuff. We like the accessories. It's all personal preference. Nobody's wrong in that department. It's all great
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
all of it.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
with crossplay being a thing, that type of stuff does need to be slowly eliminated because, people who are playing games the way that we play games, we're playing, Slugg and Eli are on PC, I'm on Xbox, you guys are on PlayStation, but we still all play
Yep.
together, and that's awesome. I think that's great. I've been waiting for that shit for years, and that's the way it should be.
Oh,
You know, I
100%.
at first I was hesitant about playing against people with mouse and keyboard, but with the way that aim assist works, it makes it, I think, an even play field. I know mouse and keyboard players might disagree with me on that one and say that aim assist is cheating,
Yeah.
but you're getting your whole arm in your hand. Yes, it is much better to have that much movement for aiming. I fully
Yeah.
100% agree with you. I have played with mouse and keyboard and
Mhm.
I can see the advantage. The part that I don't really like is dealing with a keyboard. I don't like dealing with all the I'm sure I could get used to it with some time put into it. I just personally prefer playing on a controller. I have my Elite Series 2. I have 4 paddles on the back. I've gotten really used to that. I enjoy that style of gaming, and I feel like I do okay with it. I got some clips to back up my point. I feel like I do okay. So it's
Right. Right.
I
Shuffle
def
mounts a PC controller.
yeah, and exactly. And I can hook up my controller to PC 110%, and the frame rate's better and all that stuff. I was talking about
Mhm.
this with my girlfriend last night. I'm a console gamer, and I'm okay with that. I will call me a
Oh,
Same.
I
filthy
enjoy it.
Yeah, call me a filthy console peasant, but that's where gaming started for me was on a console, and I think that's where it eventually will end for me, just because that's what I like. I enjoy the simplicity. I enjoy I enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
It's something about playing games on a console to me that just I don't know, it
It's
just feels
nostalgic
good.
as
Yeah,
fuck.
it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels
Absolutely.
good. Like getting
Absolutely.
home and turning on the Xbox and hearing the ding sound, like
Yeah.
it's a nice little thing.
I have to run through my drivers and the fucking system software and all the fucking other updates. They
Yeah, I
literally
mean,
just boot it up because
I
it's
will
probably been
say,
on rest mode.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I
Mine's
will
always on it.
say
Absolutely.
that Steam's interface, I don't know if you guys know about Steam Big Picture mode, but I think I like last night I was playing a game on my PC that I won't talk about on stream, but I will tell you guys about later because I technically shouldn't be playing it on my PC, but um I love emulators. And if you hit the home button on most any controller, if Steam's open, it brings up this thing called Steam Big Picture mode, and it like essentially turns your PC into a game console, and it gives you like this really awesome console interface for Steam, where you can go through your friends list, you can go through your
Oh,
games,
nice.
download games onto your PC right from Steam, right there with your controller. It's got all the button prompts for you and stuff, so you can like back out of menus, go through your friends list, message people with your controller. Like for the people who want a PC but want that console feel, they can still do that with a PC, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Steam Big Picture interface is actually hella cool. At least I thought so.
I've always loved Steam and I'll always support them.
Hmm.
And they always run massive sales and it's just a big entity to get games.
Oh
So
yeah, Steam is awesome.
Steam's great.
Steam is huge. They're awesome. I love the Steam sales. I have Spider-Man remastered through Steam because it was cheap as shit.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I'll be playing games on PC one day, so
Yeah,
I'll have plenty of games to choose from for viewers.
exactly. That's the other good thing about PC is there's just so many games. Like you can
Yeah,
play pretty much anything if you know what
never
you're
ends.
doing. Yeah, you can play anything if you know what you're doing.
Well,
Um,
except fucking some PlayStation games because they're idiots.
yeah,
Yeah, but
that's something I don't like either. There's a few PlayStation games that like one game that I would, dude, I would pay good money for it on my PC is Infamous 1 and 2. If that shit got a PC
Oh, okay.
release, I
Nice.
would pay good money for that and I would play it for hours on my PC, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh, man, I'd pay good money for that.
As a PlayStation user, I always wanted Gears of War to come over. And
Uh,
it's probably
respect.
still my favorite franchise. I loved the first three games. I even played Judgment. I liked that one,
That's actually a
but I
game I'm
fell off afterward.
that's a game I'm planning on doing a stream of is I want to do a full playthrough Gears 1 through 5.
Oh yeah, I'll be in for that, bro.
Yeah, I want to do the full
I
I want to do the
love that
full
series,
run. No, they're
especially a metal band that is Gears of War themed.
that's dope. That's super dope.
Hmm. Yeah, they're sweet.
So we had someone comment on our YouTube video and he asked a pretty good question and it's a good topic that we can kind of discuss for a couple minutes. Something that I actually wanted to talk about because there was some big news that came out this last week about Starfield. The question though is do you guys think that Microsoft's Game Pass is a sustainable thing? Do you think that's something they can keep doing the way they're doing?
Um, as like a PlayStation user, like I remember it being announced a few years ago. I don't know how old it is now,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a tier system, yes.
Oh,
yeah, well, there still
so
is,
there. I'd have to look at it to make sure because I have Game Pass Ultimate. So there's like there's like the normal Game Pass tiers. Okay, here we go.
Because like to me, as long as there's like a tier system, okay, that's one way you can divide
Uh,
lower budget games to higher budget games. But then for me, how are the developers being paid through this? Like, are
yeah.
they losing money because of the Game Pass?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a balance to work out there to sort that out, I'm all for it.
Okay,
Uh,
so I know what the
but
difference is. So
go for it.
there's three tiers of Game Pass, right? There's Xbox Game Pass, which is like your base subscription. It's $10 a month. You get 400 plus games in Game Pass, and it works for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and you can download the games. Just download the games. And then PC Game Pass is also $10 a month. You get access to 400 plus games on PC, and you can download those and at any time you
That's
want.
so sick.
Now, what I have is Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. That's $5 more a month, so it's $15 a month. You get access
Yeah.
to 400 plus games on PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Android, iOS, and web browser. So that includes download
Wow.
and streaming. So I can cloud stream any of my games almost anywhere I can sign in. Like I've cloud streamed. I played one full mission of Psychonauts 2 on my phone with an Xbox controller. It was a little laggy because I was at the high school and it was it was
Hmm.
like on the weekend when I was like covering for a soccer game, so I had like an hour to kill, and so I tried it out. And it was a little laggy. There was a little input lag and some some fuzziness from the signal, but that's just my phone signal being out here in the mountains. We don't have the greatest phone
Yeah.
signal out
It's,
here.
it's shitty out
But
here.
besides that, it works pretty good. I keep the Ultimate just because I like having the option to download Xbox games on my PC whenever I want. So, that's a big bonus. But I at first when, hearing about Game Pass, everyone's like, "Holy crap, that's a super great deal." And a lot of people could ask, is that sustainable? Because, they're paying the developers decent money. We're not getting numbers, but from everything I've heard and you see devs talk about it, they're pretty happy with the payments they're getting from Microsoft.
Cool.
Like there hasn't been any issues there. And the other big thing I'd like to point out, I don't know if you guys seen this. I have the picture on my phone so I could spout out specific numbers. Starfield released on Game Pass, day and date,
Mm-hmm.
right? And 2023 year to date ending September top 20 games, physical and full game digital from the Nintendo eShop, PlayStation, Steam, Xbox platforms for publishers and the digital leader panel ranked in dollar sales. Reporting period the 1st of January this year to September 30th of 2023. Starfield's number 7 in the United States for sales, even though it was free on Game Pass.
That's sick.
That's pretty huge.
That tells me that it's working and it is sustainable. You gotta pay these people.
Well, exactly. Well, the big thing is a lot of people were like, no one's gonna buy games if you can just pay a subscription and play it for free. Well, that kind of disproves. I mean, not only was it number 7 for the year, but I have a separate graphic here. It was number 1 for the month of September. Number 1. It beat out Mortal Kombat. It beat out Madden NFL 24.
Yeah, Madden's that's pretty good. That's insane.
Exactly. Like, it was for the month of September, it sold more copies than any other game in America. So I think, and that's just the American market, albeit that's just the American market, 110%.
Yeah.
If you look at the UK market, I think Hogwarts Legacy is number 1 over there and has been number 1 for quite a while. Which makes sense.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's awesome as well. I love it. I think it's Hogwarts Legacy. Cool. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Hogwarts Legacy.
I really need to pick that up. It keeps going on sale. It's teasing me.
If you haven't played it, Kyle, I highly recommend it. It is so much fun.
I want to, but I want to get it for Emily first, so she gets it, and then I'll get it.
Yes, play it on stream. I think you will enjoy yourself so much. It
looks so fun.
Yeah, as a fan of Harry Potter, it just made me smile so much playing it. Like, that's there was awesome. So much good stuff about it, and they did so good with the way the magic feels, and the magic combat is so much fun, like blocking spells.
It looks good.
Yeah, dude, it's so much fun. It was a blast. It was a real blast. But yeah,
sorry,
I think
totally segued that.
Oh no, it's okay, because I love that game. But I think that Game Pass is something that's going to be around for a while, and I think they can make it stick around. I just hope that they keep, paying the developers, good money to keep them motivated to keep, making good content and not... Well, and, that's, some people are like, well, if they know they're going to get paid, they don't have to make, A+ content. Some people are trying to, say that Game Pass has got... they're calling it Game Pass fodder. That's what I see on Twitter all the time. They call it Game Pass fodder, which makes me laugh because it's like, and Game Pass doesn't, not only is Xbox's first party games going in there day and date, but I don't know if you guys just seen, it was like a couple days ago, we just got the Dead Space remake.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, that's huge.
Fuck yes.
We just got the Dead Space remake. That's huge. I've been thinking about doing that for a playthrough on stream. I notice a lot of the games that I want to play end up making a run through on Game Pass at some point or another, and it's kind of, it's been fun to wait for those games to hit and grab them up. Like, I didn't pay for Forza Motorsport, and I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I downloaded it off Game Pass. I wait for it to come out, and it's so much fun.
I think that's another avenue that I'm like just thinking about for Game Pass. Like, think about all the games that you never had the opportunity to play from 10, 15, 20 years ago that are coming over through that. And now you can make content on that, because that's what we do now in society, is make content. Everyone makes content. So if you can make content on an old game, revive it, bring some hype around it, it'll spark conversations for a remaster or maybe a sequel or, something else. So it's opportunity there.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so much opportunity for that type of stuff, and they've been really good about keeping some of the older games in Game Pass, and them wrapping EA Play into Game Pass was a huge thing for me, because a lot of people shit on EA, and for good reason. EA has done some shitty ass things. Okay, 110%.
I am one of those people. I have not bought an EA game since Anthem.
Yeah, okay, and I can understand that. Anthem was a big letdown. They had something there, but they really fucking they screwed the pooch there.
Hmm.
I'm not, like we talked about, like I said in my intro, if I'm having fun playing something, I don't have a problem continuing to play it.
Right.
I have been a Battlefield player for a long time. I still have Battlefield 2042. And matter of fact, I was actually just getting ready to re-download that to check out the new season. Um, but like I play those games because I enjoy what Battlefield is at its core. I enjoy the more open, gigantic, map gameplay sometimes. Like sometimes for me, I just want to play a game by myself and be a sniper and go hide in the sand and just see if I can pick people off from way far away. Like I enjoy doing that. And
Hmm.
Battlefield allows me to do that in a way that Call of Duty just doesn't. And so that's, one EA franchise that I've always been I've been behind 100%, just because it's something about that game that I always find myself like, one way or another it'll take time, but one way or another I'll end up playing a Battlefield game again, just because I want that playthrough. And there hasn't been a World War II game I've enjoyed as much as Battlefield 5 in quite a while. Battlefield 5 was a really great World War II game, I thought, for multiplayer. Like, the weapons felt good and they looked good. The vehicles look cool. The maps look cool. Like, I thought they did a great job with that one.
So that was one that I got free on PlayStation, and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I played the shit out of that one and Battlefield 1, the one that was during World War 1. And
Yeah.
the only thing that I found myself disappointed with that game in the end, and I mean it's not something that you can help, is just the lack of weapon option in that game, because it's the early 1900s. There's not a lot of stuff that they can give you to shoot with unless they start making shit up. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have
Yeah.
our modern weapon systems then. So it's like you're dealing with old school weapons, and like, yes, it's fun for me. It was fun for a certain amount of time until everything was unlocked, which didn't take me long, and then you're just
Right.
playing all of those maps over and over again, doing different things, and it's not like you're unlocking anything for your weapons. There's not much to unlock, so you're just,
Right. That was like,
yeah, that was my big thing with that. There's not much to unlock. It was more just experiencing those battlefields in that way with those weapons made it, it was its own challenge in a way. The sniping in both of those games, fucking unmatched by any other multiplayer game that I've played so far. Like, it's just, especially Battlefield 5, my goodness, for some reason, the sniping in that game and me just clicked. It feels so good. The snipers, like all the bolt action rifles in that game, felt really good because that was a big focus, bolt action rifles. So like,
Hmm.
it felt great. um I think that was probably my favorite sniping so far. Like, they're all really close, but that one, I think Battlefield 5 was probably my favorite of all of them, and then it would be Battlefield 1, and then you know I think Battlefield 2042. Battlefield 3 and 4 are, they're obviously up there, but I don't really count them because I just
Yeah.
don't play them anymore. Like, Battlefield 4 just,
Yeah.
when I play
The
it now,
phase.
yeah, when I play it now, it just feels super outdated,
Yeah, I can
it
see that.
yeah, like it
Like that's definitely one of my favorite games, like multiplayer games that I've ever experienced. Battlefield 4,
oh
but
yeah.
yeah, it's
And it's
phased.
in its heyday, Battlefield 4 was it. Like, that was the game. That was the
Yeah,
game. And
I came to it way late, but man, I wish I picked it up way sooner. It was
oh,
such a fun game.
yeah, it was so good. I mean, just the way everything felt, it was so much fun. Um, but EA has the other specialties. Like, as a combat sports
No,
fan,
they don't.
as a combat sports fan, the UFC games are pretty decent. Okay,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
I've actually
enjoy
heard really
those.
good things about those games.
Yeah, I enjoy those. Yeah, those are good. And quite frankly, I still to this day play Skate 3. Okay?
yeah.
Still to
I
this
mean,
day.
Oh, that's right. They did skate. Yeah. Okay. They got some gems, but man,
They got
Madden
some
and
gems. And
hockey is just total dog water.
I don't necessarily say the devs are dog water, but what I do say is
The games are.
the people who make the decisions up top are dog water, because like, Star Wars Battlefront 2, where it launched in a shitty place, it ended in a great place. It was one of those comeback stories. I played that game before and
Nice.
after, and I thought that game ended in a pretty decent place for what it launched from. That's just my
I heard
opinion now.
I heard Anthem did the same thing because
See-
I played it beta and all that, and then once it released, it was like I was playing the same game, so I got really pissed off and just really bored really fast. So, but I heard that turned around, but I don't care to pick it up.
Yeah, and well, now the servers are shut down on that game.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the servers are shut down on that game.
That's yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, but like I think, with UFC, I think those games are rather well done. They're fun to play. Then you have, the skate games. Like I said, I still play Skate 3 to this day. It's only it's like less than 7 gigabytes of memory on my fucking Xbox. So it's like one of
Oh
those
wow,
games.
that's like nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those games I
It's
can
like a clip.
yeah, it's one of those games I can keep in my, in storage, and I play it just every once in a while, just to run around and skateboard around. And I know that the original team, the original development team from EA, is making another skate game.
That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, and this one's supposed to be free to play. They want it to be way more community based and more community members to
Nice.
get involved making maps. So I'm
I
hoping.
kind of like that aspect.
Yeah, I hope so
The
too.
whole map making thing.
Yeah, I hope so too. Like, I don't know if you guys have played Skater XL or Session at all.
Not in like 100 years.
Okay, Skater XL is a skateboard sim game, and I have to say this game is unlike any other skateboarding game I've played. Your foot control is way more precise in this one. You control your forward foot with your left stick and your back foot with your right stick. So you have it's each foot control. So like when you
That's
when
interesting.
you ollie, you have to like make the foot, you have to like pull down on your back
gotta do it.
joystick and push forward on your front joystick. And then if you want to board slide, you have to pull your joysticks opposite directions so that way your feet will go out sideways and land on the rail. Like I got pretty decent at that one, but it was hard to learn because you have to, everything's dependent on sticks. You turn with your triggers by leaning your body instead of using the sticks. It's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and that one's also another one where it's very much community based. They're having people who play the game all the time make different maps for it, and then you can download the maps in the game and play on different maps. So that has been, it has, that's, I think, a video game series that that's the type of game that I can sit and play for hours. Weirdly, is a skateboarding game. I don't know what it is about it, but I can sit. I'm a huge fan of skateboarding culture. I've been a huge fan of skateboarding culture my entire life. I'm really stoked because I'm going to share it in the Discord later. But I found the picture of my uncle Eric. He got a full Thrasher magazine spread, just one whole page, and it's him.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, it's him ollieing over a barricade downtown Billings.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's sweet. And I found the picture and I saved the picture in my phone because I was just so stoked to find it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I've been a huge fan of skateboarding since I was little. I'm not a good skateboarder myself, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy the sport. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
But that's just a game. I played Tony Hawk. I've played so much Tony Hawk games. I have the remastered 1 and 2, and I think they did a great job with those. I love the way they look and I love the way they feel. But sometimes I want something that feels a little bit more like, I loved what Skate did, where, like I said last time, they made it so you could play a game that felt like it was almost realistic, but then you could blast over a bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
it was the perfect in between for me.
Yeah. No, 100%. And there's that, like I said, that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one I ever played was, I believe, Skate 3.
Yeah.
And then I went back and did the whole series.
Oh yeah, dude.
Nice.
They're all. I remember when Skate was announced, like the first time, and you know what's funny? Actually, little story time. The first time I even heard about Skate was watching. I believe it was Robin Big back in the day,
Oh wow.
because Rob Dyrdek went and did mocap for Skate for EA.
Yeah.
And it was in one of the episodes that he went and did the mocap. They showed him in the mocap suit. And then they showed like a little like clip it of him ollieing through something in Skate, and they're like, this is a new skateboarding game, and that's like all they said about it. And that was like the first time I'd ever heard about it.
Yeah,
That's so
I just remember.
it's
I
like,
remember when Skate came out. Even though like I never played Skate, Skate changed the genre.
oh yeah, because
Because-
people were like, they were like, oh, you mean you can have something that feels a little bit more realistic than Tony Hawk,
Yeah,
where I'm doing handstands down the street and all kinds of crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, Tony Hawk was fun, but it was crazy.
dude, well, not only that, my thing about like, I mean, Tony Hawk, hands down. I we played them all.
Oh
At
yeah,
least I know I did.
I did.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was like it didn't matter what angle I was going at anything. All I had to do was push a button
And it would do it.
and it would do it. Like, okay, it made that, but Skate added in that element of like you have to actually do this.
Yep, you gotta.
Um,
That's what I loved about Skate too. Like, you gotta flick the stick, you gotta land on the rail, you gotta hold it, and then you gotta
Yeah.
flick off the rail.
right, exactly.
And
And then you saw Tony Hawk's. So when you mentioned in Skater XL how you have to like you left foot left or front foot left stick, back foot right stick,
yeah,
Project 8 vibes. The
yes.
only difference was Project 8 you could select to go into that mode.
Okay, see, that's really cool. See, like, I didn't know that they did that with Tony Hawk, and I think that's really dope. I
Yeah,
remember
it was.
I remember Project 8, but that's one I did not play. I think that's the one I
See,
did not play.
that was one like okay, I played through it. It didn't have necessarily the replay value of any of the other ones to
Dude,
me,
hands down, still
but
to this day, the best one that exists is Tony Hawk Underground. Don't give a shit what anybody says.
you know,
Yeah,
hands
100%.
down, hands down, you got Thug, and then dude, I really Tony Hawk 4 when they introduced the open map
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
then you could just launch into dude, that was a game changer and I
yep.
fucking loved that.
Yep. No, I think
Um,
skateboarding, I love action sports games. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one here who sat and played Steep. Did you guys
I
did you play
I
that?
did get it. I got it off the PlayStation.
Uh-huh.
Played it a little bit. I've often thought about going back, but I didn't put a whole lot of time into it.
I would have to look at my achievement list to be 100% sure, but I'm like I got I got an achievement that like 1% of people got playing that game. Like it's I put so many hours into Steep just because I loved the way that game felt. Once you got to a certain level, you had unlimited helicopter tickets, so you could just teleport anywhere on that huge mountain map that they give you. And I could play that game for hours just carving down powdered stretches of mountain. And it's literally not even doing any objectives, not doing anything. It's just going down the same run over and over again, but doing it different. And the way that they made that game feel and look, like the physics in it, it's like Ubisoft made Ride afterwards, which they wanted it to be way more arcadey, and it's way more of an action sports arcade game. Like there's bikes, there's
Right.
bikes, there's skateboards, there's motorcycles, there's snowmobiles, there's rocket skis, there's rocket packs. But Steep was much more about wingsuiting. In the beginning, it was about wingsuiting and skiing and snowboarding. Like it was about
Right.
that stuff, and I loved that game for that reason. And then they added the Winter Olympics DLC pack to that game, where you could go to Japan and participate in the Winter
Ooh.
Olympics, and it was just like I, as a kid who grew up skiing and snowboarding, and I just haven't been able to get back to it because it's an expensive hobby. It's something that I just enjoy watching. I love the sounds and that's why I watch snowboard movies all the time on YouTube, and it's just because I love the sounds, and I like watching the powder, and I don't know, there's something hypnotizing about it. So anytime an action sports game like that comes out, I'm usually all over it. Like they just had another snowboard game come out on Game Pass, and I forget what it's called right now. I think it's just called Ride or something like that. Um, but it's like it's way more of a simulation snowboarder. Like I would compare it to Skater XL. It's a lot more
Okay.
realistic and it's harder. It's difficult.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's really fun. It's not like Steep though. Like what I liked about Steep was that backcountry aspect. Like I could
Yeah,
teleport myself
that
to the
was
top of
fun.
a really tall, steep ass mountain and like navigate my way down it, or just fucking balls to the wall, tuck and fucking go for it and see if I don't die by the time I get to the bottom. you know?
I'm kidding, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
that's how I felt playing it too.
yeah. And rally games, like any action sports game. I don't know if you guys play Dirt at all. I love racing games for that reason. Rally Rally is one of the coolest sports to me ever. Those guys are doing 80, 100 miles an hour on, single wide dirt roads and just flying through the forests and shit. And I love playing those games because they do a good job at making them feel like that. Like it's crazy to play.
You're there doing it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Um, let's see. There was another thing. If someone else has something to bring up, I have to bring up this article real quick. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. If someone wants to go for a second, I need to bring up this article. I have it saved. I just have to find it.
Well, shit. What is thoughts on game of the year? We are getting close to that.
Ooh.
Mm,
As someone who doesn't play a lot, just from the hype, I would probably put it on Elden Ring or Starfield.
I would agree, especially after Chowder. I think I found that chart you were looking at with the sales showing Starfield #7 for the year.
Yeah.
So I
I mean,
would
okay.
have to go
With
that.
with with the controversy around Starfield, I I don't necessarily think that one, because I just seen so much controversy about that one. I don't
Okay,
necessarily know if
is
that
it
one's.
controversy or is it just like a minority just kind of being loud about it?
I mean, if you look at the Steam, if you look at the Steam user reviews, they're in the 70s. The user reviews on Metacritic are in the 70s as well, which isn't a bad score, but
Hmm,
the game
it's lower
is.
than I would expect.
Exactly. The game is, and here's the thing about it is, the game has got a ton of loading screens in it. There's no other way to put that. There is a ton of loading screens in that game. You're
Right.
loading,
Okay.
there's like, you're on your ship, you stand up from your ship, you walk down to the port to get out into the world, there's a loading screen. So
Okay.
then
Okay.
you're on the map, and then you're walking. You get to a building. You go into the building, and unless that building has got windows and you can see inside of it, it's probably a loading screen. Like if it's its own little separate store with a closed door, it's like Skyrim. Like you remember how many loading screens there were in Skyrim? Like when you go down to the thieves' den
Right.
and you go in and you go through the cabinet, there's that loading screen, and then you go through another door, there's a loading screen, and then you're in the thieves' den. It was like that. It's like that, and for a lot of people it's jarring, and the space, and a lot of people were expecting the seamless from space to planet travel, which didn't happen. And I don't know, a lot of people didn't follow the game as closely as I did, so some people were just expecting a No Man's Sky esque experience, which is not what that game was going for. And a lot of people don't like how the UI and the menus work, which the inventory system in that game is pretty atrocious. Like sometimes I've learned it and I know how to navigate it really well now because I've put so many hours into the game, but it is still a pain in the ass to deal with. There's no other way to put that. um and the game being like, it doesn't bother me because it's actually a pretty smooth 30 frames per second, but for a lot of people that was a big deal. I you know I
Yeah,
I don't, it didn't bother me, but it was a big deal for a lot of people. I'm not saying I can't see the difference between 60 and 30. I definitely can, but the game's not a competitive first person shooter. I'm not playing it against other people. I am
Mhm.
playing it to experience the world that was there, so it didn't really bother me
Yep.
because I've put
Right.
130 hours into it. And to be quite frank, the only reason why I'm not playing it right now is because I'm trying to finish a DLC for Cyberpunk, and I need to finish this event for Warzone, or else I'd be on my way to putting another 130 hours into it. That game clicks my buttons the right way. And I'm not going to say
Yeah.
that it's the best game ever. I don't think that everybody's going to think that at all, and that's fine.
Right.
It
Mhm.
clicks my buttons the right way, though. It does the
I,
things for me that make me want to sit and play that game for hours. I love the shipbuilding. I love the ship combat. I like the space travel the way they did it because, that's something that a lot of people were mad about. It's like, oh, you don't even have to travel in space if you don't want. You can just fast travel everywhere you need to go. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but that's if you choose to do that. If you want to,
yeah, it's your choice.
yeah, that's your
Yeah.
choice. If you want to, you can walk into your ship, get on your ship, walk to the cockpit, get into the cockpit, take off into space, and then have that experience of getting into space and then going to your navigator table and picking the place, warping to that system, and then dealing with the consequences of coming into that system without fast traveling directly to the planet. And multiple times I've ran into bounty hunters, all kinds of stuff. It's just on how you play the game. And a lot of people are going to say, like, oh, well, I shouldn't have to do it that way. Well, you're right. Maybe you shouldn't have to do it that way. But I enjoyed playing it that way. That was for me. Okay. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say anybody's wrong and anybody's like, 100% right. I enjoyed playing it through that way and almost role playing in a way, getting into my character and
Hmm.
getting through that stuff and experiencing the world as I saw fit and doing what I wanted to do. That's what I enjoyed about it. I think it's a
And
Yeah.
I think
Is
personally
it
when
not
it
like?
go ahead,
Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you finish
Oh,
what you're
okay.
saying.
I was gonna say when it comes to game of the year, I don't think Starfield is gonna be in the running. It personally makes me a little sad, but that's my own biased
Hmm.
opinion. I think when you're looking at game of the year, personally, I don't think that Hogwarts Legacy can be ignored. It did come out in February. It was really early this year, so it is in the running for sure. I just don't think it can be ignored. That game won over so many people. So
I
many people
Hmm.
were talking about
definitely
it, and
think
I think it was really well done. I think it was really well done. Um,
Nice.
I think Elden Ring is number two there. That's another game that's gonna be really it's gonna be a tough year for the judges for sure. I think Elden Ring's
oh yeah.
100% up there. And I had a conversation with Joe, one of our awesome community members. We were talking about Tears
Right.
of the Kingdom last night. Tears of the Kingdom, it's a lot more Breath of the Wild is what it is. But
Oh,
Breath
okay, yeah, and
Breath
that
of the
one
Wild,
I think game of the year.
yeah, Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year, and from everything I've heard, they just added more and more to do on Tears of the Kingdom. I don't see a
Nice.
reason why that game won't win Game of the Year either. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I could see it 100% being those three games are the top ones. With Spider-Man 2 just coming out though, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be in
Yeah.
there.
yeah, it's going to be a tough year for the judges. This year has been a banger for video games for people on all consoles, all sides. This year has been amazing for gamers. I
Oh,
There's
this
usually
is
like two that I've heard of, and then the other ones I like never caught a glimpse of the name ever throughout the year, and then it wins game of the year, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah, like it's
right.
this year has been crazy for gamers. It's been awesome. I'm loving watching everybody's eating good. Everybody's got something to play right now. Like
Hmm.
anytime I see someone complaining about a game right now, I'm like, why are you wasting time complaining about a game when there's like six or seven other games I could name right now that you could go
Oh, dude,
Right.
I
play?
mean,
Like, holy crap. Like, I haven't even touched Assassin's Creed Mirage yet. And that's something
yeah,
else
tell
I
me
want
about
to
it.
get into. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much coming out right now when it comes to games. And the rest of the year is still packed. And then we have next year. And the way Microsoft is talking, they're looking to release a big AAA game once a quarter. You're talking
Oh my god,
yeah,
yes.
you're talking four big AAA releases a year. That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. And if they can stick to that cadence, that's going to be massive.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sustainability of that I question, but
Yeah,
I
me
mean if
too.
that's a goal, hell yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Exactly. I mean, and then
Just on different quality.
we all know that Wolverine's coming. And if
Mhm.
Insomniac Games is making Wolverine and they do anything close to the open world that they have with Spider-Man and they do anything
Yeah.
close to that quality, it's going to be another banger. The only thing I'm worried about is that Disney owns Marvel and that this Wolverine game won't be the bloody adult game that
Yep,
it should be.
that's exactly it. It won't be the Wolverine. All the fanboys want. It'll be a fun game probably, but it won't be the bloody, gory
Yep.
dismemberment.
I mean, and that's what it needs to be. Like, that's why,
It needs to be, yes.
it's like the same thing with like Star Wars right now. Now that Disney owns Star Wars, like I seriously question the choice for the Jedi games that they just released, cuz like those games, say what you want about EA, but Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, both of those are banger games. I've played both of
Yeah.
them. They're both awesome.
See, I need to get Survivor because
The
Survivor launched on next gen only, and so by the time I picked up the 5, I wasn't interested.
Dude, it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's so much fun. I
I
had a
need to get it.
blast playing that through. I'm on the last boss battle. I know what's gonna I kind of know a little bit about what's gonna happen. So I haven't finished it yet, but I'm gonna finish it on stream soon. I was waiting for the performance patch to come out and it did just recently, so I'm gonna be going back to that pretty soon. But the the story is so good. The gameplay, the saber, like they added all the new saber fight styles in this one. So like you can have a dual-sided saber, you can have dual sabers, a Shoto saber and a longer saber, which is sick if you're a Star Wars nerd like I am and you know all the different stances. They also added the crossguard saber, which is fucking sweet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and there's my other personal favorite stance is the you can choose to run a blaster and a saber, which is hella fun to have a fucking laser blaster and a saber because it gives you that ranged
Jeez.
aspect. Yeah, and then you can switch between two different ones. So
Nice.
there's four different ones to choose from and you can have two equipped. And I've been running the crossguard saber and the blaster and fucking saber, and it's so much fun to run those two. And then with the upgrades to movement, the double jump and the air dash, the force dash in the air, it makes the movement so crazy. Like trying to navigate that game, it's a great platformer in that sense where they've done a good job with adding weird little ways for you to have to figure out how to jump and get around stuff. Like in particular, I remember this one spot where you have to like jump out onto a wall run, and then leap again off the wall, double jump, and then air dash onto a fucking thing. It's complicated. It's hard, but it was so much fun to try to get that down.
There were a couple of spots like that because I 100%ed Fallen Order.
Oh, see, but
There were a couple of
Fallen Order didn't have the sweet air dash, dude. The air
true.
dash makes everything so much more fun, dude. It opens up the map way more than you could possibly think, dude. It's crazy. And the grapple, you get a grapple as well eventually.
Wow.
Yeah, the movement in it is a lot of fun and the saber combat is fun. The boss fights are great. But that game, you're killing tons of first order troopers and empire troopers, and the only thing you can dismember is droids and animals. The occasional
Excellent.
animal. Yeah, it pisses me off.
Or animal.
You mean I can cut the leg off of this beast that I'm killing right now? It's not like just a
Right.
random. It's a big old beast that I'm fighting.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah,
There's like
but
6 squirrels. That's fucked up.
no, not squirrels and stuff, like just beasts. But like, I'm fighting a first order trooper. I just fucking chopped him in half. Why isn't he cut in half on the ground? This is a lightsaber. We're not messing around with a
Yeah.
sword here. I didn't slice his belly open. I put a lightsaber all the way through his entire half torso. He should be in two pieces on the ground. No questions.
Yeah. Definitely. It's like
And it's
also it's a robot.
yeah, and it's not like there has to be blood. That's the thing about the lightsaber. It cauterizes as it cuts.
Yep.
So
Yep.
there's no excuse there for, oh, it'd be too gory. No, you're cutting people up with a lightsaber. Like anybody who's playing that game, you know what's happening as you're stabbing somebody in the freaking chest with that lightsaber or what have you. Like you're
And that's the power of the lightsaber. It's
exactly.
you can do that. You can go through metal that quick, and it's already
Yeah.
sliced through. It's
Exactly.
literally like a butter.
See, and that's one of the reasons why I'm planning on upgrading this PC is so I can play certain games on PC. Like that one in particular, I do remember seeing specifically a mod for PC in that game that allowed dismemberment as you were killing people. It was like a
Oh,
mod that
nice.
modded in dismemberment. And that's what I do love about PC is mods and stuff like
Yep.
that add things into games that should be there. But
You
also,
can always rely on the modding
yeah,
community.
you can almost rely on the modding community. I think that's why Starfield sold so much. One of its biggest sellers was on PC. It was like its hugest seller was on PC, which makes sense because the modding community was waiting for another Bethesda game to come out. Like
Oh yeah.
when it comes to mods, Bethesda games like Skyrim, I think and once again I could be wrong, I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that someone told me that Skyrim alone has more mods than any other game that exists.
Oh, I believe it.
Which I 100% believe. It's Skyrim. Like
Like
there's
that or GTA.
yeah, I keep seeing new
Yeah,
graphic
that's
mods. I keep seeing new graphic mods for Skyrim all the time. Like graphic mods that are so intense for that game, it looks like a completely different game. It's insane to me. Like I'm just like that's so cool and I enjoy that so much that people are doing that.
Oh,
So when did we get Skyrim 2?
Well, okay, so that's the other thing. You
It's
never
PlayStation
coming.
guys, that's actually funny because we can talk about that with the ABK stuff that happened during all those court cases during the paperwork because the FTC was going through all their paperwork and checking stuff out. It came out and it's confirmed that Elder Scrolls 6 is being worked on. It is a thing, but it was also confirmed that it's going to be Xbox PC exclusive. It will not be on Sony consoles.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it. Like, I loved Skyrim. I never beat the game though. Like,
well, that's the thing. A lot of people, that's a common thing. A lot of people talk about how much they love Skyrim, but they don't beat the game fully, which is fine because Bethesda games are meant to be played the way you want to play them. That's what they don't expect you to do it the way they tell you to, and you shouldn't have to do it that way. That's the whole point of a game like that is to run around, experience the world. Like tons of people just go run and do their own thing in that game, and they'll completely almost they'll be max level before not max level because there isn't a max level, but they'll be in the 60s before they even start doing the main campaign, and then they're like, why is this so easy? It's because you're level 60. You're not supposed to be level 60 yet. They didn't plan on that, but that's what you did. Like it's okay.
You were doing the Thieves Guild like way before you went to fucking oh my god, I can't think of what is it, Winter Run or some shit?
Yeah,
like...
up to the like you go to Winter. See, I don't know how many other people can relate to this, but like when I play Skyrim, right? You make your character, you do the intro part, and as soon as I get out of the cave, I run down to the three magic stones. I pick one of those magic stones to boost my leveling for the rest of the game because one of those stones is the mage stone, the warrior stone, or the thief stone, right? And then on the way that way, after I hit that, right across the road, right in the corner there's a little mine. I go hit that mine, kill all the bandits in the mine, take all their loot, so I got a little bit of armor and weapons to start the game with. Go talk to the people in Whiterun, or in that little town. Go directly to Whiterun, hit the companions first, because I want that werewolf power, right? You got to get that werewolf power, so you're invisible to poisons, or invincible to poisons. And then after that, it's smooth sailing. You do whatever you want. As soon as I hear the Greybeards call my name, as soon as I hear the Greybeards shout Dovahkiin, and I'm that nerd who just names my character Dovahkiin in the game, so that way it's just, I hear Dovahkiin all the time. I'm like, yeah, you're talking to me, beach. And as soon as I hear the Greybeards shout my name, I'm like, okay, time for me to go adventure. I'm going to leave you guys to up there to rot until I decide I want to learn how to shout, and then until I need to learn more about shouts, and then I'll be there.
Yep.
Peace.
That game's so fun, man.
Yeah. No, I could play Skyrim again and again, and like I've bought it multiple times. I own it on Switch. I own it on my Xbox, and I own it on a PlayStation as well. I love that game so much. I've played it more times than I can count, and I think Elder Scrolls 6. A lot of people are talking now. What made me excited playing Starfield was the fact that they use so much procedurally generated content in that game. If they could scale it back, right? Imagine them making an Elder Scrolls game that's kind of in the sense of ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, but this time it's a single player game, but you can go to all the different regions of Tamriel. You're not just stuck in one area. Like, you're not just in Skyrim. You're not just in Morrowind. It's the Elder Scrolls, but it's all Tamriel. Like, you get to go to all the different locations in Tamriel.
That'd be sick. We're in the world where it can happen.
Yeah,
I mean, look at what they're doing with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I mean, oh, dude, I guess that's something we could touch on real quick.
Yeah, the 6 map. Oh my god,
dude, the rumors are getting thick. The rumors are getting thick.
That map is thick, boy.
I just seen another little thing on the interwebs on Twitter. Somebody is claiming that he has watched the GTA 6 trailer and that a trailer announcement is imminent.
Ooh, that'd be cool,
dude. I think so. It's time, dude. It's time. It is time.
Yeah, like next year, like it should be out.
Joe said something that I think is really true, and I'm going to shout him out again here. Mean Joe Green. I'm going to shout him out because he said something that was really true. GTA Online has ruined Grand Theft Auto. And has ruined Grand Theft Auto. And I don't say that in the sense that GTA Online 100%. Is bad. I don't say that in the way that they fucked up with it. GTA Online is a great game. I put multiple hours into it. What Joe was meaning when he said that, and I agree with him 100%, is they have milked GTA Online so much that not only did it kill the Red Dead Online community completely, and that game got no attention that it deserved, but they've been milking this game for 10 years, and we're still sitting here without another GTA game. And we should have had one by now. We should have had one by now.
Absolutely.
As disrespectful as that guy who ran on stage was for GTA 6,
he's got a point.
That's where we're at, man.
Yeah,
that's where we're at.
Like
how long you gotta fucking milk this game? And it's the same shit with Skyrim. Like, I love Skyrim, but that's been over 4 or 5 different consoles.
Yep. I mean, it's a running joke at this point. It's a running joke at this point. Like, people make like even Todd Howard made a joke about releasing it on a touchscreen fridge during a fucking like that was a joke that he made. Like we don't get me wrong, I love Grand Theft Auto, but I said this to Ty on stream, and I 100% I'm standing behind my word on this. I'm not touching GTA Online again until we get a GTA 6 trailer. I'm not touching it again until I get a trailer. I love GTA Online. I have put so much time into that game. I have so many things for that game that I could do. I have so many activities. I could go play that game every day and not get bored. Honest to God. But I will not touch it again until I get a GTA 6 trailer, because that'll bring the hype back for me. Like, I love Rockstar's games. I really do. Like, I played Red Dead Redemption 2 so fucking much. I still love that game. I think it's got one of the best campaigns of any game I've ever played, period. Story, whatever you want to call it. But Grand Theft Auto is just like, it's its whole other thing. Like, everybody remembers the first time they played a Grand Theft Auto game, and they remember what Grand Theft Auto game it was. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, because a Grand Theft Auto game, when that shit comes out, it's an event. Grand Theft Auto was revolutionary. Grand Theft Auto was one of the only games that got me driving to Missoula at 11 o'clock at night in a blizzard in a Mazda Protege to go pick up my copy at midnight.
No fucks given for that.
Exactly. Me and the boys are in the car behind a snowplow. You can see like maybe 10 feet out in front of the car. You got the brights on, and everybody's smoking a bowl, and you're just stoked as hell to get to Missoula to get your copy, and then drive for another hour and a half to get home in the snow so you can download it and wait for 2 hours for the download to hit, dude.
Yeah, it's like daylight by that time.
Yeah, so you
Yeah, you
just
can play.
pulling an all-nighter and then staying up all day to play Grand Theft Auto.
That's the shit we would do for Rockstar games, though. That's the quality they put out. But if they would just not milk their online shit
Yep.
because they're greedy little fucking
Yeah.
mongrels, like, I don't know.
Oh,
Respect to them for like building that world and to do that for 10 years. Like, good job. But
they struck
Yeah,
for
gold.
the fan base here.
Like, no one can deny that Grand Theft Auto Online is not one. It's one of the best online games out there. I can play that game for hours. There's so much to do. There's so many. It's so much fun to get. Even if you're just goofing around with your homies, it's fun. Like,
Yep.
you don't even have to be doing missions. But like I was just talking about this on stream. Another thing I was saying. I will never forget the first time I got to run through those heist missions with the homies online. That changed up the game for me, man. I was like, this is what online gaming can be. Like, they've got it to this point where we're like running this heist together and like someone's the getaway driver and we just like it was so satisfying and so much fun to do.
No, absolutely. But that was because when Grand Theft Auto or when GTA Online first launched, I was big into it. Hundreds of dollars, everything like that. But then when I saw that, like, dude, I have been speculating on the open world map of GTA 6 for a very long time. Kind of had a feeling, but 10 years just sitting here milking the same damn thing. I finally had to give up. Like, I'll log on every now and then and play, but I ain't giving them another penny.
Yeah, I mean,
Just because us giving them even just one penny is the whole reason we didn't get a new Grand Theft Auto
for
a
this
decade.
long, yeah. And I'm guilty for my fair share of money I've spent on that game because I'm definitely an impatient bastard. And they did a good job at making all the really cool shit cost just enough in-game cash where it takes you either forever to save up or you just buy a shark card. Or, in my case, I was part of that GTA Plus program for a little while, which actually was pretty dope. I got quite a few free things out of it and I got a lot of money out of it and I bought a lot of stuff. But like, every time I load that game up, it just reminds me a little bit of how much I love it. Like, it's hard for me to stay away from that shit. It really is. Like, especially after I got the auto shop and I have the auto shop upgraded, and me and the buddy Tiberius, we spent fucking hours, dude, just grinding out, like, stealing cars and doing the tuner stuff and like doing races and like now I have like if you go into my fucking auto shop garage, I'm like proud of it. You walk in there and it's got all this really dope like graffiti painting all over it and there's like this crazy huge angry gorilla on the wall, and inside that room it's got all the cars, all my tuner cars that are like fully upgraded and customized and they look all dope and they're all parked perfectly in angles, and I got my custom tow truck in there with it. It looks so sick, dude. I spent so much time on it.
Yeah, no kidding.
See, and that's like GTA was great. They did a great job of hitting that endorphin, hitting those endorphins. They did a great job. And so
absolutely.
With a bigger map on GTA 6 coming up, I'm expecting nothing but more greatness, to be quite frank. Like, they have the formula down for the online game. Literally all they have to do now is put GTA 6 out, make sure it's got a good story, because that's important for a Grand Theft Auto game. You can't not have a good story. Yeah, you have to have a good story mode. You can't skip on that. And then you give us that exact map with almost the exact same way. Start us out from nothing as a prodigy criminal in this new map and let us work our way to the top of the criminal empire, dude. I loved it so much, dude.
They really did nail it though. Like, oh man,
it's hard.
The things that every new game that they do, or the online with GTA, like every new feature, they knock it out of the park.
They do, and that's why
they just need to give us a new game.
Yeah, like I understand why they keep milking it, because people keep buying that shit, and it's hard to not like.
It's the Skyrim effect.
Yeah, but it's all been so good. It's all been so good. Like, they keep adding cool shit into the game, shit that's engaging. It makes you want to play it more. And it gets me every time, dude. Like, I see a new pack coming out and I'm like, shit, here we go.
Yeah, CJ walking down the fucking alley. Ah, shit. Here we go again.
What's going on now?
And you know, and like the voice acting in Grand Theft Auto, unmatched. In all Rockstar games, to be
the
honest.
cast they pull in for that.
Yeah, they always get a great cast, but the voice acting in Rockstar games is always a step above, in my opinion. Like it's just it doesn't
I will
compare.
agree.
Like Red Dead, the voice acting in Red Dead, like they did so good at making those people sound like those voice actors did so good at sounding like they were in the, you know, late 1800s. Like you felt that. And Grand Theft Auto, like as much as I hate and he makes me feel grimy on the inside when I fucking watch his character. Trevor is one of the best fucking characters ever, dude. He really is. The voice actor, one of my favorite reels I've seen on TikTok is it's this really dope edited reel, and it's like a guy standing up at an interview with all three of the voice actors from GTA 5, the three main protagonist voice actors.
Yeah.
And he looks at Trevor and he goes, "Trevor, will you come over here and tell me to fuck off or something?" He goes, "You want me to what?" He goes, "Come over here and scream 'fuck you' at me or something." And he just stands up, and just even the way that guy walked, like the way he walked across the floor towards that dude, I was like, oh my God, he is Trevor. Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts. He is Trevor. His face even has got the same look on him, and same kind of look, and he just grabbed him with that crazy hair, and he's like, "Fuck you!" He like screamed at him. I was like, dude, that's like he was so
Awesome.
good. He was so good. And
he was in that role for sure.
yeah, and also another honorable mention personally for me was Michael. I loved Michael's character. I thought he was really cool. I thought I just loved his his, I don't know, he just reminded me of like a almost like a mobster.
Okay.
A little
Ready?
bit.
Let's think about this. Think Ray Liotta.
Yeah, I know it's Ray Liotta. Like same thing. I get that. Like
no, I think that's exactly what they went for, because that's kind of I mean, he was that mix between the street criminal and the mobster.
Yeah,
Like,
and
as you start the game out.
Yeah, he was so well done, and like that cheesy ass line he says when you rob the jewelry store, you forget 1,000 things every day, make sure this is one of them. That was one of the most badass things I've ever heard, dude. At the end of a bank robbery, I was like, that was sick. That was sick, dude.
Right?
Yeah, playing that story through for the first time, like dude, that game was something else, dude. I hope that GTA 6's story hits that good. Like I can only hope, honestly.
I'm seeing that trailer seems to be pretty real.
Oh,
So it should be coming pretty soon. Like there's 4 different articles that I'm seeing talking about it. So
that would be
that leak.
That would be amazing. That would be really amazing if we could get a new GTA 6 game. I mean, even if it's gonna be a year out from release. I mean,
a year away. We just need tell us something.
Just give us the confirmation that we're waiting for, you guys.
Yeah, you keep milking your game because you're gonna release more cool features and people are gonna buy it. But tell us something.
Yeah.
Right.
When it comes to but to switch gears a little bit, when it comes to TV stuff, I just want to talk about One Piece a little bit for anybody who listens to of course I do. For anybody who's a One Piece fan like I am, I can give you a nice link if you message me. I'll post it in the Discord too, in the anime place, the place where I watch anime. I use Funimation, but I also have another great link. And they just had the next batch of English dub episodes come out. They're up to 1024 now. So I've just got done watching up to that point, up to episode 1024. It's getting pretty intense in the One Piece world right now.
So let me tell you the reason I haven't started it yet.
Why?
Solely because it's on Netflix, and the Netflix app on my smart TVs pisses me off because it is so fucking glitchy and laggy.
Well, I mean, you have a decent computer, don't you? Do you ever watch stuff on your computer? Do you watch YouTube on that?
No.
Well, I mean, the link I can give you also works on the phone pretty well, because that's where I've watched a lot of my stuff is from my phone. But this link I can give you, it's up to episode 1024 in English dub. Every episode, no commercials.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
because
I'm obsessed with
it's
it.
like right. It's like that's the stuff I watch. Like if I'm just sitting at home alone, which I'll sit out in the living room, or if I'm trying to go to bed, or I'm just trying to watch something before I go to bed, then I'll watch it
Yeah.
like laying down. So like I said, the Netflix app, I don't know what it is, but on a Roku device and on my Samsung Smart TVs, garbage. And I think it has to do with the auto trailers. Like every time I hover on something, the full trailer starts playing.
Okay. Yeah. See, you
And
can turn that off in the settings.
I might look. I might look into that. But yeah, it's just like super laggy, and like I push a button and it doesn't do anything.
Ah,
I push a button, doesn't do anything. Push a button, doesn't, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And then it goes ding 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 ding, just catches up. I'm like,
Did
"Yeah,
either of you watch the One Piece live action on Netflix?
no."
I did not.
No. Okay. I got a little bit of
Mm-mm.
hate. I got a little bit of hate for it on
Uh-oh.
Facebook, but I personally wasn't a huge fan. I got a lot of praise and a lot of people really liked it, but as someone who's watched all of One Piece and I've read a little bit of the manga now, I think I started the other
Yeah,
day. I
Mhm.
know that Oda signed off on the live action, and I know that they're not looking for a 1-to-1, remake. It's not supposed to be exactly the same. But personally, I did not like the things that they did change. Like, and that's just me. Like, I don't like some of the way they changed some of the things. So, to each their own. I'm not saying like I think that the people that they chose to play the characters were pretty well done. I thought the guy that they got to play Luffy was pretty good at it. Zoro's character is pretty awesome, and so was Usopp's and Nami's. But some of the dialogue changes they did, some of the story changes they made for the adaptation, I was not a fan of. And I think if you watched the anime and then watched that afterwards, or read the manga and then watched that afterwards, I think you would understand where I'm coming from. You might disagree with me, but I think you would understand where I'm coming from.
for sure. I mean, like I said, I plan on it. I
Yeah,
just
it's a
the Netflix.
yeah,
Yeah, that app.
it's a weird thing. I definitely, like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong on that one. I just personally
Right, right,
was
absolutely.
yeah, I wasn't a fan. Um uh let's see. The other thing that a little flash update
Little
where
flash
we're
update.
about to get to the end of season 7, and I'm finding it harder and harder to keep going. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm finding it harder and harder to keep going. Like, at least this last episode I watched was a little bit high stakes, and like there was one point where Barry was like surrounded by like 6 different of those cyborg god speeds, and they were about to toast his ass, and then 6 more Godspeeds showed up out of nowhere and started fighting the other Godspeeds, and I was confused, and then they all disappeared, and I was even more confused, and I was like, why does
Yeah.
everything have to be so confusing with this show sometimes?
Right.
Yeah, and like the thing with the Flash is like most of his villains are basically just speedsters, and it's so annoying.
Which
it
it's
just
annoying.
it gets to be really difficult.
I understand, but it's annoying. I agree with you 100%. I understand why most of his villains would be speedsters, because he himself is a speedster, but like
Yeah,
also I
it's
find
the
it
only concept.
yeah, I find it much more entertaining and satisfying when he's fighting someone who's not a speedster and he has to figure out a way to win because they're kicking his ass and he's not a
Yeah, because
speedster.
they're
Right.
using like elemental or whatever
Yeah,
like sort of
Right.
ways to get to him, and like he can't just speed his way out of it. He has to actually like use
exactly.
his science mind.
Like
Yeah, that's how I feel.
the speedster thing for me, the last scary speedster that Barry fought in the series was Savitar.
Yeah,
That was it.
that was the last time you actually felt
A little
like lost
helpless.
hope.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
helpless. Yeah, because it
Yeah.
was like, this motherfucker's just destroying
10
everything.
steps ahead.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, literally all the time.
And I mean, figuring out why he was 10 steps ahead, it was like, oh, duh, that's why. I get it now.
Yeah, it's you.
Fucking time remnant, Barry. That's why. Okay, fucking Jesus. But
Yeah.
it's just like,
Uh,
that was the last time I felt like there was little to no hope. And, I have to say, some of the crossover events they've done have been decent.
Yeah,
Me
I'll
and
give it decent.
me and Tiffany got annoyed though with the whole having to jump around to all the different series on different streaming
Yes.
platforms to watch the next
Why doesn't it
episode.
just play?
So annoying, dude. Like the
Just play it after.
yeah, dude. The one that annoyed me the fucking most was the Crisis one.
Yeah, because there's like 6 or 7 or whatever.
Yeah, and like we watch one episode of The Flash, and then there's the Crisis, like the beginning of the Crisis, and then to watch the first episode of Crisis, we have to go to Max and watch
my
Batgirl,
God.
and then to watch
And
the
that's
third
such the-
episode, you
oh
have
my
to go
God,
back to
don't get me
Netflix and go to
fucking
a
started on
different
that
series.
No.
Ugh. And Batgirl, I did not like. I
Fucking
did not
awful.
like that.
No.
Fucking awful.
Man.
Awful.
So
I'm
bad.
sorry. Her character, she did not play. She's not an actor. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'm no expert. I can say that. I'm no fucking Hollywood expert. But Jesus, she was a terrible Batgirl. My God, they could have chose
no, she was
anybody
bad.
else.
That's bad. That's
Yeah,
bad.
she was bad, and then I love Kevin Conroy, obviously. But
Oh yeah, the Kevin
he
Conroy
is
being Kevin Conroy
not a
being
live action Batman.
no, he's not a live action Batman either. Hearing his voice and seeing him in the exosuit was kind of cool a little bit, but he's not a voice actor.
Honestly, I hated it.
I thought the
I was
evil
like pissed.
I thought the evil disgruntled killer Batman was kind of cool, and I thought it was really cool that they got Kevin Conroy to play the person because the voice sounded really good. But I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you on not a live action Batman. May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace.
definitely. I just I don't know. He is the voice to Batman. So like just seeing him live action as Bruce Batman, I was like, this is
Weird.
so cringy.
Yeah, it's weird. It was.
And it's just like you were saying, like the whole Crisis thing and like Batwoman, and then now I got to jump over to
Supergirl.
fucking, what's her face? Yeah,
Right.
Supergirl. Like she was good actress as Supergirl, but like again, like why do I have to jump to the show? Why didn't
Yeah.
she just play for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely,
Jeez.
definitely.
Like I hated jumping around between all those, but you know
It's
it's
the worst part.
yeah, it really was the worst part. It's like I said, me and Tiff at this point are just trying to ride it out because we got 2 more seasons.
I did
left.
not.
Grind. The fucking
It
grind.
ends on season 9. It's finally done. That was the last season that aired, which was I think this year. But we are also just done with it. I think we finished season 8 or halfway through 8, but it's so bad.
Yeah, I see it. And that's what I heard. Like I'm trying, but it's hard to push through. Like, you know,
There was a final scene in season 8 that I thought was really cool. So if you can make it to, I believe, the last episode of season 8, very cool finish for that.
Okay, well, yeah, like I said, we're gonna really try to push through the rest of the last 2 seasons just because we're there, and I do want to know. Like last night, we ended on something pretty big in season 7. That cop that fucking chick that took
Joe?
over. No, well, there's Joe, but the chick that took over for Joe, I can't remember her name.
Oh
right
yeah.
now. Yeah, remember when Joe
Yacht.
steps down? Yeah, the one that nobody likes. Well, they started working together in this last episode I was watching, and they were sitting in a car scoping out somebody, and all of a sudden a big light appeared behind them in the car, and a laser beam came out of the woods and blew up the car that they were sitting in, and I don't know if they got out or not, and then the episode ended. So, as far as I know, Joe could be dead, but I doubt it because it's Joe. So
It's also a superhero show, so no
Yeah.
one's truly dead.
yeah, exactly. No one's ever truly dies. It's just like during the Crisis episode when Oliver died, and they're like,
Yeah.
we gotta find a Lazarus pit. And I was like, you fucking idiots. Why do you guys
Yeah.
do this every time someone dies? You guys can't just
Yeah.
I need you to accept the consequences just a little bit here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
you fucked up.
let's stick the guy who beat Ra's al Ghul without the Lazarus pit in the Lazarus pit. Let's do that. That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like,
Big time. But hey,
I'll be
Finish
honest.
your
The
thought.
only DC show that I liked was Gotham, and it has no ties to any of them.
Oh,
See-
Gotham.
see, and I haven't watched that one yet.
Dude, you need to.
It like costumes, the acting's a little cringy and like a little comical, but like, is that not Gotham?
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it fits so
Exactly.
well,
Right.
and the
Yeah.
costumes were superb, like
Mhm.
best I've ever seen.
Right.
No,
And you'll love
110%.
the Joker or Jokers in that show. Like, it's amazing.
Everything
Great show.
everything I've seen from it looks really good, and it looked like
It-
something I would enjoy.
I love how they did the alternative backstory to like
Mhm.
so many of the different characters, like
Mm-hmm.
Enigma.
Yeah.
Like, who would have
Yep.
thought?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of cool like origins that you get a little glimpse of. Like Scarecrow is one of my favorite in that
I've been
show.
craving
Amazing
Batman.
origin for him.
I've been craving Batman content lately, like new
Gotham,
stuff, I
hands
should
down.
say. Like I want to watch
Mhm.
Gotham, and then I just recently downloaded. I think it's still on my Xbox too. I have Gotham Knights downloaded right now.
Oh, the
And,
game?
yeah,
Nice.
the game, and I started it. It got bad reviews. A lot of
It did.
people, yeah, it got bad reviews, but I wanted to try it out for myself. Um, and so far, what I played of it, it was like the beginning of it was fun. I chose to play as Red Hood, the guy with the
Oh,
guns.
sick.
Yeah, the guy with the guns,
Yeah.
and he so far that the beginning has been fun with him. Like his combat style is really brutal, and that's been really cool to like fuck around
Right.
with. But the combat system is so much more simple than it's simplified. I shouldn't say much more simple. It's simplified from the last Batman games. Like it still feels kind of the same, but it's simplified from what it was.
Oh,
And
okay.
like you know,
That,
a
I
lot
don't
of
know that that's a good thing.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I don't think it is a good thing. Like personally, I played it's been a long time since I played Arkham Asylum, and I want to go back to that one.
Great
Mhm.
games.
Um
Great game.
Yep.
but Arkham City and Arkham Knight are the two that I played the most. I have to say I played Arkham Knight more than I played Arkham City. Personally, I like that third one better than Arkham City. That might be a hot take for some people, but I loved the free roam with the Batmobile. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
I
that
was just
aspect.
that's the one I didn't play.
Oh, see, I really
That one was pretty, yeah.
that one is all three big islands of Gotham, the three main big
Mhm.
islands of Gotham. So I really enjoyed that one because of that aspect of how much you got to run around and free roam kind of with the Batmobile, and there was
Yeah.
missions like associated with like just using the Batmobile for combat, and like you could get around the entire map without the Batmobile if you wanted to, just by gliding and doing your gliding
Yep.
tricks and zip lining. So it
It was pretty legit.
yeah, that game, like that was the first big time superhero game I got into besides Arkham City. Like I played Arkham City. I
Mhm.
really liked that one. I played it through like twice. But
Right,
I
phenomenal.
don't think I enjoyed Arkham City as much as I enjoyed Arkham Knight, because that one
Yeah, I can see that.
I was a little bit older when I finally got my hands on Arkham Knight, and I think I fully
Mhm.
more appreciated what that game was. If, for me at least, I played it for hours upon hours, and then when I played the first time I got to play this new Spider-Man, the Spider-Man remastered, the 2018 one,
Yeah.
Jesus criminy, dude, that game, like
Dude,
I played
that game was sick.
Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 on PS2. I don't know if you guys remember those games, like the one where
Oh,
they,
yeah.
yeah, like the first Spider-Man where you couldn't touch the ground, you were just on building tops, and
Right.
you know that one
So
was
weird.
yeah, that one was still a lot of fun because it kind of followed the Tobey Maguire movies a little bit more, if I
Yep.
remember
Yeah.
correctly, which it was still fun to play, except they added the shocker in there. That wasn't from the Tobey Maguire movies, which I thought was I love the shocker. But then Spider-Man 2 came out where you could touch the ground. That was like the first one where you were like swinging off of buildings and stuff. That
Mhm.
game changed my fucking life, dude, when I was a little kid. I played that game for hours, dude. It was so much fun to me just to ride around on the train and find stuff that was going on and beat people up in that game. And then when this Spider-Man came out, when Spider-Man 2018 came out, it just gave me all that same nostalgia hit, but way better because it was better graphics and the fighting was better and the gadget wheel was cooler and like the story was good. There was Rhino, there was Scorpion, they had all the good
Yeah.
comic book villains and
Dude, I did love the 2018 game.
yeah,
Dude, for sure.
and so I'm eventually going to get a PS5. I'm really glad I waited because they just announced, that's something else we can bring up real quick. The announcement of
Now,
that PS5
hey,
digital.
hey, Chowder,
Just
real quick, bud. I had a last minute change in schedule, so I actually have to run.
Oh, do you?
So,
Okay, buddy.
yeah,
Well,
dude.
no worries, man. We'll catch you on the next one. Me and Kyle will finish her up.
Yeah, dude. Finish it out. I'll take a listen once it gets all up. Let me know. And everybody, I hope everyone has a great day. We'll talk to you all
Yeah,
later,
dude.
all right?
Yeah, dude. Good to
Test
talk to you
even.
this morning.
All right. Deuces.
Deuces. Perfect. All right. Well, we'll finish this up. We got not. We're almost to the 2 hour mark, so we can go a little bit
Yeah, I'm
longer.
not too worried.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm enjoying myself. I got nothing to do this morning, so, um, but I plan on getting a PS5, and I'm glad I waited because that PS5 digital is coming out, or the new
Yeah,
PS5 Slim is coming out, I should say.
Slim. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm pretty
yeah, it
excited
looks
for
pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things I don't like about it. I don't like that they're charging $30 for the stand separately now for the fucking.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Just included.
Yeah, I mean, why would you take that away from what it was? They already had a stand that did that with the first original one. Why would you take that away? And then
Yeah,
to charge $50 more for the digital one now for the Slim?
yeah. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I feel like you're
not super
putting more
happy with
hardware
that.
into the physical one, so why not? Why isn't that one more?
Yeah, and then the real slap in the face of that is, oh, you bought the digital one. Sorry, we charged you $50 more. Oh, did you decide you needed a disk drive? Well, here's a disk drive. Guess how much that costs? $80.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So
Some poor decisions for sure.
at the end of the day, if you buy a digital PS5 and then you decide that you want to get a disc version, you just ended up spending $30 more on a disc PS5 than what a disc PS5 costs new out of the box. And then you got to spend another $30 on the fucking stand if you want the stand. So you ended up spending $60 more than you. That's ridiculous to me. I don't understand.
Yeah.
That made me kind of mad, but I might end up
Honestly, same.
I might end up getting one of the old school digital ones if I can help it, if I can find one. But
Yeah, if you can find one, I would definitely recommend that. And like, as someone who uses a stand, like that's fucked.
yeah, the charging $30 for the stand I thought was a little outrageous.
Yeah, some really poor decision making.
Yeah.
I wish they would like not nickel and dime the people that make that money.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. And part of me also, there's a small part of me that's like, just upgrade the PC, get a PC. But I want to play
Yep.
Spider-Man 2. I don't necessarily want like to like. I can wait a whole year. It'll probably hit PC within a year. I would assume so. But then again, I look at Ghost of Tsushima, and we still don't have a
Yeah.
PC
Where's
release for
that?
that. Exactly. So it's it's a horse apiece on that one for me. Like I would like to wait and get it on PC especially after I upgrade my PC and stuff. But yeah, I don't also am afraid that we're gonna be sitting. I don't see why they wouldn't put Spider-Man 2 on PC because of how much it sold on PC for Steam
Mhm.
when the first one came out. But that kind of shit makes me nervous. I don't want to end up waiting forever.
Yeah, it's weird.
And let's see. There was something else I wanted to bring up. TV show. Oh God, where'd it go? Oh yeah. So there's a Harry Potter show coming out. That's what I wanted. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, it looks like it came out. Oh, I thought it was coming out soon. It looks like it already came out. I'm just a dumbass.
Harry Potter show?
Yeah, there's a TV show, and
I don't think that it's out.
It's on Max. It says 2021.
Harry Potter show.
It says I can watch it on. It says I can watch it on Max right now, and I seen this a couple days ago. It's called Harry Potter Hogwarts Tournament of Houses.
I didn't think that it was out yet because they were talking about Daniel Radcliffe coming back and he rejected it. I didn't know that it was out. What the fuck?
Oh, see Oh, this is some misadvertisement on my part. See, when I seen it, I just seen
you're
them
right.
talking. I seen them talking about Hogwarts Tournament of Houses, and I just seen a quick article about it, and I had saved it to the side because I was kind of excited, and I did not realize that it was a trivia show on Max.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
There is a show coming, and they've asked Daniel Radcliffe to reprise his role, but there was I think the plot doesn't fit in with that, so it doesn't really make sense.
Oh, okay, okay. See, and
So it's coming.
oh, okay. Well,
Just
that's
I don't know when.
cool. I'd have to find out more details about that because I want more Harry Potter stuff. Like after playing Hogwarts
Mhm.
Legacy, even if it's like and watching those movies that the what was it, the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then
Yeah,
what was the other ones? I forget what they were all called, but those movies have been great. I wasn't super stoked about the change up from like I love that they used Mads Mikkelsen because Mads Mikkelsen is awesome, but
yeah,
I thought Johnny Depp was the man as the villain in the first one. And I understand the change up.
yeah,
There was all that drama, I get that stuff.
yeah.
But
Unfortunate there.
at least they got Mads Mikkelsen, someone of the same
Yeah, which
caliber, in my
super sick.
opinion. Yeah, same
Yeah,
caliber.
like
Like,
one of the coolest voices, like coolest just acting. I don't know.
yeah.
He's great. I love Mads. I
Yeah,
love the Hannibal series. So
I do fanboy over that guy a little bit just because I've watched. I mean, he's probably mostly when it comes to villain roles. I love him
yep,
as a villain. I think my favorite villain that he has done personally, and this is just personally, is Le Chiffre in Casino Royale,
yep,
James Bond Casino
agreed.
Royale. He was so great in that movie. I
Yeah,
love Mads Mikkelsen. I think he's a great actor. But yeah, I would love more Harry Potter stuff, especially with
yeah,
the recent news of Michael Gambon passing away. That was
yeah.
that was sad. I just recently watched the episode. Little fun fact. Recently watched the episode of Top Gear where they named the last corner before the finish line, the Gambon corner, because good old Dumbledore almost rolled a four-door sedan on TV. He brought that
Oh
motherfucker up
my
on two
god,
wheels while taking the lap on Top Gear. So I thought that was
that's
pretty.
funny.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome. So they called it the Gambon Corner.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, I was really sad to hear that. It's a couple. What is it? It's three different actors from Harry Potter now that have passed away.
Yeah, we got Snape, Dumbledore, and Hagrid now.
Yep, it's really too bad because all three of them were such awesome people, I thought. So
Yeah,
yeah, and they were all such great actors. I loved Hagrid's character and Snape's character. Like,
yep.
people can say what they want. Like, I know that some people who read the books, I know I've talked to a couple people who read the Harry Potter books who don't like the movies. And,
Hmm.
you can feel how you want about them, but those movies really captured the magic of Harry Potter, in my opinion. Like, they did a great
Yeah.
job.
Uh, Emily is a big fan of Harry Potter, so she read the books and she loves the movies.
Yeah.
So
The movies
there's a
just
little bit of two sides there
yeah,
for someone who loves both.
yeah, and so and like I said, it's the same thing as the One Piece thing for me. I understand the changes they have to make for that Hollywood adaptation because there's some
Yeah.
things they got to change to make it flow for their purposes or whatever they're trying to do. I'm no expert. I don't know how that stuff works. All I know is what I like and what I don't like. And I did enjoy the Harry Potter movies. Every time I watch those, it just, for me, I don't know about you, but the Harry Potter series is one of those, like, I like putting that on when it gets cold outside. Like, I was
Oh
actually,
yeah, yeah. We just started the series last night
yeah,
because
me and Tiff,
there's some that are kind of Halloween themed, uh,
yeah,
but mainly it's yeah like a Christmas theme to Harry Potter. So
yep,
we'll probably put it on again for December.
yep. No, me and Tiff were just talking about that, here in the next couple, I think it'll be here coming up soon when it really gets cold. I kind of want to wait till this first snow hits up here, and I want to on the weekend I got you're from Montana, you know about this stuff. 4B's tomato soup.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that recipe down pat. Okay, I got that recipe down pat, and every time it gets cold, I usually make a huge double batch of 4B's tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches for dinner. Yeah,
Nice.
and I wanna do
No, I'll
that.
at it.
Yeah, I want to do that, and I want to put on some Harry Potter, and I want to sit on the couch and watch Harry Potter and eat tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches while it snows outside. That sounds wonderful. That's why I love the winter time.
Yeah, same.
For Eli out there, you winter hating mofo.
Out in the ATL in the fucking humid ass, hot ass weather. No
Yeah, dude,
thanks.
you keep your swamp ass, dude. I don't mind shivering a little bit.
Yeah, I just throw another layer on. Good
Yeah,
to go.
that's right. You can only take so many off before it's illegal.
Exactly. That's my thing. It's like I can only get so naked, man.
Yeah. And believe me, you don't want to see me naked, all right? Whiter and brighter than the sun.
Straight up. My thighs are very wet.
I'm half finished, dude. I got that north blood in me, dude. I don't need the sun. I don't need that much sunlight because I'm so white. I absorb every bit I get. So don't worry about me. All right. Matter of fact, is it kind of cloudy? No, sun's out. Sun's out. Guns out. Yep. It was a little cloudy this morning, so at least it looked like it through the bathroom window. I haven't really been outside yet. I won't lie to you.
I never looked outside this morning. I woke up and got ready for this.
Yeah, I know. So did I. I ate waffles real fast, but no. I think and when it comes to the music side of things, some new stuff for me. I've just been listening to a whole lot of I would call it rock music, just good old plain rock music.
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, it's really a mood thing for me, but been rocking a lot of God, what the hell is that's an older band, I guess you could say. But I always forget their name. Local H. I've been rocking a lot of Local H. And Priestess. I've been listening to a lot of Priestess lately as well. Surprisingly, I don't know. I kind of that 2000s rock has been getting me a lot lately.
Dude, it hits different.
Yeah, it does. Like I feel like, and that's like when and like that's we were having that conversation about Guitar Hero. That's when Guitar Hero was hitting. Was that 2000s time
man.
when rock music was like just slapping. Like every new album that came out was just slapping. Everybody was like, dude, music is great. And then like, don't get me wrong, there's still new music that's coming out that I like, but I just feel like after 3 Days Grace changed, after Adam Gontier left 3 Days Grace, the new singer's okay, but he's not Adam Gontier.
Yeah.
And Adam Gontier started his own little project. What the hell was that band called? I want to say it was no. I'm going to find it here in a second. I don't remember what the name of that band is. That was God, I can't remember what the name of his band is that he started. Santa Sonia, that's what it is. Santa Sonia. Adam Gontier kind of started his own little band, Santa Sonia, and I do really enjoy some of their songs. Like they got some pretty good ones, but I haven't heard too much from them. I haven't seen anything new from them in a while, and that could just be me missing it on Spotify. But I really enjoyed his music. And yeah, let's see. Oh, they do have a single that just came out, and it's an acoustic, surprisingly. 2023.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they do have two, and there's two songs on there on that single. So, that's pretty sick. Their last album came out in 2022, so last year. Oh no, those are singles. Yeah, those are all singles.
It seems to be the thing now is artists are kind of putting out like just singles versus albums.
Yeah, one of my
tend to make more money.
Yeah, and I've noticed that too. One of my favorite, and I can understand that because the way the Spotify thing works, so you get paid for plays, I think is how it works on Spotify, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it's like 0.001 penny or 2 penny. It's disgusting.
Yeah, so it is disgusting, and I understand the idea of putting out singles. And like one of my favorite artists, you could call on the EDM scene, I guess you could call them, Hippie Sabotage. I listen to them probably more than any other artist on my Spotify. They do that a lot. They like just released a couple albums. Their last album was released, I think, earlier this year. And then they drop a lot of singles as well. Like, matter of fact, a whole album they dropped was like literally all singles. If you look at their Spotify, there's like there's like a whole list of songs in their album list, and they all have like the same art design for the words that in the thumbnail, and it's all off
Hmm.
technically one album, but they're all singles. And like
Oh wow,
yeah, and
that's cool.
I don't mind that much, but sometimes there is something to be said about a good album that you can just put on and let play, that goes in,
100%.
each song that goes into another, and they play into each other the right way. Like, I
Hmm.
really enjoy that.
Yeah, and as someone who like owns physical media, like I
Hmm.
want to own an album. I don't want to own like a CD that only has like a song on
Yeah, it
it.
is. That's another great thing that we could talk about real quick is, the physical media culture is slowly dying out in all aspects. I
Yep,
mean,
Best Buy just nixed it.
yep. I mean, nobody's selling CD. Yeah, with Best Buy going out the game, I mean, the only people that's left is
Yep.
Walmart and GameStop, if I
Yeah,
remember
local
correctly.
stores.
Yeah, in local places. So, and it is a damn shame to read about Best Buy nixing on that, because albums are, that I guess, for some, like, I guess growing up in the 2000s, me and you are used to driving around in cars, and the homie's like, "Hey, hold on to the steering wheel for a second," and pulls out a phone book
Yeah, throw on
size
the
book
CD.
of CDs. Yeah, and you're going through the CD book trying to find some tunes to listen to. But
Yep.
the physical, like, a lot of people worry about, like, and I get it, like, what if something happens to the internet one day, we lose all this stuff we bought, it's all digital on the
Yep.
internet stuff, we'll lose it all. And I guess that's a risk you're
Yep.
willing to take, and there's lots of things that can happen to digital media. I just seen on Twitter, she's a smaller content creator, I'm not going to say names or anything, but something happened to her account on Xbox, and she got locked out of it, lost all of her games, lost, I mean,
Jeez.
she 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 has most of the stuff to prove that she was putting it on Twitter, and it seemed a little weird, just because I figure if you're like that deep into a system, you'd have like two-factor authentication set up with a phone number or something.
Yeah,
But
definitely you should.
all your digital games, all your achievements, all the stuff that you've earned over the time, your friends list, all that stuff, it's all there in a digital space, and it can be lost, which is scary. It's one of those things that I totally, I get that fear, but at the same time, I also, it's hard for me to say that I, you know, miss having digital stuff, because I don't, or physical stuff, because I don't really miss having the physical copies. Like, I don't mind having all this nice digital thing compacted into my console, and I don't have a whole bunch of game cases, and I'm not putting a disc in every time I want to change games. I just exit out, click on a
Hmm.
game, and go into it. I don't mind that. And so there's a thing to be said about both, but the physical thing is
For sure.
definitely going away. I think it's, especially, you got Microsoft making that push towards getting cloud streaming onto the TV, where
Yep.
all you need is an Xbox controller and a Samsung TV, and you can cloud stream Xbox games right to the TV. So, they are slowly making that a thing of the past, which, it sucks, but also, I mean, I don't mind it, I guess. I don't mind the digital. If they could, start giving us more base memory, or make storage a little bit cheaper, it really wouldn't be an issue, but that
Yeah,
stuff can get
exactly.
expensive. Um,
I just think about like all the streaming services and how frequent they get rid of and add all these shows and movies. And
mhm.
bro, I ain't trying to subscribe to 12 different subscriptions.
Yeah, dude.
So
I
I'm
mean,
gonna stick to like my three, and then like if those don't have the thing that I want to watch, that's why I own the physical movies.
yep, I own a decent amount of physical movies. A lot of them are old school. I haven't bought any new movies in a while. I think I'd have to
Oh,
look.
me either. I'm slacking on movies.
Yeah,
I'm more into like CDs and vinyl.
yeah. See, I haven't bought any new movies in a while. I do have a decent collection of physical copies of movies that I can listen to and watch at any time. Um,
Mhm.
but or and CDs. I have a decent amount of CDs. I'm pretty sure they're stashed. So I think I have them stashed somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm over 100 now. I did a final count on Discord for all my collections. I think I'm over 100 on CDs
Oh,
finally, so that
nice.
was nice.
Yeah, and and I pay for Spotify, and also the other thing I pay for is
Same.
YouTube Premium, And then like,
Hmm.
when it comes to TV, me and Tiff were laughing about it. We have HBO Max, we have Hulu, and we also have the fancy Hulu that has the live TV. So we
Oh
have
yeah, yeah. I was talking about that the other day.
yeah, we
Live
have
TV is cool.
we have the live TV on Hulu. We have Netflix, and we have Amazon Video, and I think we have one other. I think there's one other one that we use all the time. Oh, I use Funimation, so I pay for
Oh,
Funimation.
okay.
So I have 5 different streaming platforms to go through, and one of them has live TV. Like you can go through, like it's like cable TV. You can surf channels and click on
Hmm.
different channels. And half the time, me and Tiff are still looking at each other. What do you want to watch? Like, you know what I
Yup.
mean? It's ridiculous. And it's the same old story.
Yup.
We all used to fucking laugh because we'd have cable TV and it's like you got all these channels to surf through and you're surfing through all these channels. It's like nothing to watch, nothing to watch, nothing to watch. And now you're just surfing through streaming services. Nothing to watch, nothing to watch, nothing to watch.
Yeah, and another thing with the streaming services that I just cannot get is like, why are we doing the sequels and like the trilogies, but we don't have like the first movie available to watch?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and like Halloween time comes around, and this is like my favorite time of year, and there's none of the good movies available. It's all like just total D movies, like the worst acting, horrible plots, and
Or
like for horror themes specifically. But
yep, or
um,
new horror
I,
movies that just
the,
suck.
yeah, and the only service that I have found in the last few years that has the best and like some of the OGs is Peacock, actually, Peacock Premium.
Yeah, actually,
So
shout out to Peacock.
if you want good horror movies and like OG horror movies, Peacock Premium is the way to go.
Yeah, shout out to Peacock. They actually have quite a few things that I really enjoy watching. One of the only places on the interwebs that you can watch Two and a Half Men, and I'm not talking about the shitty Two and a Half Men with Ashton Kutcher. I'm talking about the good shit with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, that show definitely bombed afterward, but
Yeah, like Ashton Kutcher tried his best, and you know what? He's a funny guy in his own right, but he was
he
not.
is, yeah,
He's not Charlie Sheen. You can't
yeah,
follow
like
that role.
yeah, like Kelso and I forget Charlie Sheen's character in the show. I think it was Charlie, but like they're totally different people.
Yep.
So like I could see where they were trying to kind of have the same thing, but Kelso is not that. So
Yeah, and it just didn't work the way they wanted it to. I felt what they were trying to do, but after you have someone like Charlie Sheen in that role for so long,
yeah,
and like the chemistry
so
that
long.
yeah, dude, and the chemistry that him and like the Berta, the maid that he had on
Mm-hmm.
set, and like the way him and the kid interacted the entire time, like it was just so hard to match that. It was so hard to
Yeah,
match that. Like that show was so fun. I thought that show was hilarious. Yes, I can understand the criticisms of Two and a Half Men because yes, at times it was a bit it was a bit ridiculous and a little vulgar, but it was so funny.
yeah.
It was so funny. Um,
That's the humor in shows, though. I mean,
exactly.
you gotta look past some of the morally
And also,
challenged stuff sometimes.
and also, Peacock is another shout out to Peacock for being one of the only places you can watch that 70s show. I
Oh yeah,
love
I don't think Netflix has it anymore, huh?
no, ever since the drama with Danny Masterson, they took it off.
Yeah,
And say what you will, I'm not gonna say one thing or the other on it, but I did find it very interesting how both Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher wrote a letter into the court to stick up for Danny Masterson's character, like wrote character like references of character for him in court and stuck up for him. And to me that says a lot because of what Ashton Kutcher does outside of his acting career and all of the things he does
yes,
with child trafficking and all that stuff. For a guy like that to be willing to put his reputation on the line to stick up for someone who's being accused of all those things, that said something to me.
yeah, I think so too. I hope it's not like a clouded judgment because they've known each other for so long.
Yeah.
But I totally agree. That says a lot because when was the last time we seen Ashton Kutcher in anything new?
Yep. I mean, well, I
Like
guess
that guy doesn't really act anymore.
the last new thing that I seen him in was The Ranch on Netflix.
Yeah,
That's the last thing I can think of.
Are they still doing that?
Well, I don't think that show. I think the show fizzled out pretty quick after the Danny Masterson drama came out,
Yeah.
and then they killed Rooster off the show, which really pissed me
Hmm.
off, and I didn't like the way they did it. And I found out about the drama, and I was like, and that was also at the height of right in the middle of when cancel culture was like a thing. Like
Yeah.
anybody could get it for a tweet that they made fucking years ago. That's what happened to Dibney on The Flash. I found that out after he left, and I looked it up why. That's what happened to Ralph Dibney on The Flash. He got booted and fired off The Flash for some tweets he made.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, and that's why they
Interesting.
burned his face and then put him in a mask, because they probably had someone else playing Dibney's character, and they had already gotten rid of him.
Oh my
At least that's
goodness.
my theory, because you don't actually get to see Dibney's face for the last 2 episodes he's in. You see him for a second,
Yeah.
and he's all melted, and then you see him again when he's healed, and he's got this mask on and some wraps on. Yep, and you don't even see a bit of his skin. He's got all wraps on. Not a single bit of skin can you see of Ralph Dibney, and then you don't see him again for the rest of Flash.
And that makes me wonder if like there's AI used too for the voice, and that pisses me off.
Yep, and it's sad because it's like, I agree with something that there's some things that obviously shouldn't be said, but at the same time, you shouldn't. That's going too far. You should not be able to, get people like that for shit they say on the fucking internet. Like it's always irritated me to a degree when that type
Yeah,
of
like
shit
I mean,
happens.
I've said some stupid shit like fucking forever ago when MySpace was the thing. Like I have learned my lessons. I was like a teenager. You're gonna hold me accountable for that over 10, 15 years ago?
Yep. Well,
As
even
long as I show the receipts and am a good person and have witnesses who can say so, I think I'm okay.
well, to to quote a villain from the Flash last night. You cannot judge
Mhm.
me today, or no, you cannot judge me tomorrow on how I acted yesterday.
I mean, yeah.
So, people say dumb things in anger. They say dumb things and then they learn, they grow, and that's why it makes me mad when Twitter gets brought up into these big cases and they're like trying to fire people over that type of shit. It's like, why would
Yeah.
you do that? Why? Leave them alone.
Yeah, over like a tweet. Like, come on, man. Like, leave
Yeah.
him alone. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's yeah, and I hate when it's especially when it's something like, a good TV show. They got a good thing going, and it's some dumb thing that someone pulls up from 10 years ago. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, like I wasn't even the same person I was a year ago. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
and if you're not,
It's just crazy.
yeah, people are constantly growing all the time. So
Yeah, and that is that not the point? And like, are we not supposed to believe in like second chances and to like believe into the best of people? It's crazy to me.
yep.
We're
So
just so quick to like cancel and get rid of people. It's nuts.
yep, I cancel and get rid of a lot of things. I mean, think of all the things that
Yep.
have changed in the last couple of years, dude. I was just laughing with Tiffany, the Mrs. Butterworth syrup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like,
whole ordeal was
yeah,
nuts.
like dumb little things like that, dude. Dumb little things. And then I see a video yesterday on Reels of this guy like walking through a college campus with like a sombrero on and a poncho. And he's got like the Morocco things. And he's like walking up to college kids. And he's like, does my outfit offend you? And they're like, yeah, that's cultural appropriation. Blah 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 blah. And then he goes to
What?
yes, straight up that was happening. I'll send you the video. And then he goes to this place where there's like a there's like a whole festival going on, and there's like it's like a street fair, and there's like people selling, there's like Mexican people selling street cart food, and there's like people hanging out, there's like different vendors selling like ponchos, all kinds of stuff. It's like this big cultural area, and he goes down there dressed like that with a fake mustache on even. And he walks up, he's like walking up to Mexican people, and he's like, does my outfit offend you? And they're like, no, you look wonderful. They loved it. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get out into the real world here. Let's talk to people.
Yeah, it's just annoying white people that make all these stupid decisions and get mad about stuff. And I'm like, why are you even mad?
I think I say that phrase more than anything else lately is white people.
Yeah, we're idiots.
I have to apologize on behalf of my color. We're dumb.
Yeah, we are fucking dumb as shit, and I apologize.
White people. Yeah, I say that all the time.
It's so bad.
Let's see. And then there was
Yeah,
a
I just got stuff for strike info if
oh,
you
strike
want
info.
that at
Yeah,
all.
let's go into that because that was something I wanted to talk about as well. So yeah, let's go into that.
Sure, yeah. So last episode I kind of misspoke because things were still fresh and very confusing with one deal I thought was not completed because the studio walked away. What happened was they actually did complete the WGA Writers Guild of America deal. But for the next one, they walked away from that deal because they were completely on other sides of the spectrum for their agreement. So there's basically three entities to all of this strike shit. There's the WGA, which is the Writers Guild of America,
Okay.
the SAG AFTRA, which is Screen Actors Guild, American Foundation of Television and Radio Artists. And then I never found the name for like the video game side of stuff, but they are also under the strike category.
Oh.
Um, so the deal was done October 10th. On the 11th is when the studio walked out. AMPTP, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, they released a statement that talks about it is clear that the gap between the AMPTP and SAG AFTRA is too great, and conversations are no longer moving us in a productive direction. The studios basically didn't like the fact that the SAG asked for an additional 800 million per year. The studios called it an economic burden, which I find kind of laughable considering they're the billionaires in all of this.
Yeah, I mean, they're the amount of money they're pulling in from the stuff that's being produced by the writers, and I mean, the writers alone, like they're the only reason half of the TV and the stuff we're getting is as good as we are is because those people sit and do that shit. So they should get paid for the
Yeah,
work they
and
do.
like we think like like athletes and actors and actresses make all this money, but like they don't make hardly anything compared to what the studios make.
Oh
So
yeah, the ticket
there's definitely a
sales,
huge gap.
the movie sales. Yeah, there's a huge gap there.
And then the streaming side of stuff nowadays. So to continue on, this would also force studios to publicly post viewership for their streaming content, which is something the AMPTP has been fighting against for a long time, since basically streaming has been a thing. For part of the WGA deal, this is a quote: a writer can choose to use AI when performing writing services if the company consents and provided that the writer follows applicable company policies, but the company can't require the writer to use AI software. So there's some good there. For instance, Brightburn 2. I don't know if anyone's watched the first movie, but the second one was announced, and they are going to be using AI for its sequel. And I don't know if that's like just for writing purposes or like voices or anything like that, but that's all that I found was Brightburn 2 is going to be a good example for what the AI use will be for.
Okay.
Um, so
And
for the video games,
I could see them
wait,
being
go ahead.
threatened. I could see them being threatened by AI though, because that AI
Mhm.
technology is getting pretty scarily advanced. Like the way they can just write shit out is crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I think with that WGA deal, there's some like, okay, we got to worry about people's safety here with some of this. And this kind of leads into the video game strike. I don't know when the vote took place, but 98% were in favor to authorize a strike against 10 of the major video game companies. Those companies are Activision, Blindlight, Disney Character Voices, EA, Epic Games, Formosa Interactive, Insomniac, Take-Two Productions, VoiceWorks Productions, and Warner Bros. Games. This
Ooh.
also includes like other voice acting companies and stuff like that weren't listed, but this affects a lot of stuff.
I mean, the fact that
Um,
Insomniac is on that list
mhm.
alone really shocks me with Spider-Man 2 just coming out and coming out to such great reviews. I haven't heard about any of this drama.
Yeah, there's some big names on that list just with those 10 video game
Yeah.
companies.
And
Um,
Activision, I understand. I mean, the drama around
yeah,
Activision's been going for a while. The good news there, though, is that Bobby Kotick is out in a couple months. With Microsoft taking
yeah,
over, they did just announce and confirm that they're working Bobby Kotick out in the next couple months. He's not good. I think his last day is sometime in December. I think they're planning, so
Mm.
he's out fast. Like it's a couple months. It's
Oh wow.
originally the rumor was he was supposed to be on
Oh, like
board for,
March.
yeah, he was supposed to be on board for a year, and he was supposed to stick around for that long to help train people in. But
Oh wow. So even longer.
yeah, so I think from what that's just a rumor that I read. I could be wrong on that, but I heard it was December that he's going to be getting pushed out of there.
Wow. Okay. That's way sooner than I anticipated.
Well, I mean,
Just
Microsoft probably doesn't want that bad publicity of having Bobby Kotick
true.
still there. I mean, say what you will about Microsoft, but Microsoft did win. It's like the best company in the world. They won an award for like best company to work for. Like better
Oh
than,
wow.
yeah,
Nice. That's
better
cool.
than Google, better than a couple other places. Like they're one of the best companies you can work for. Apparently, statistically, I can't personally vouch for that, but
I'll get you there.
they won that award, so that's they don't want that publicity at all of Bobby Kotick being
Right.
on the
Yeah.
team.
That makes sense. So just there's like two other points
Okay.
to the video game part. The last strike was in 2016-17, and
Okay.
that lasted 183 days, which is kind of close to the most recent strike, which set a record. It's the second longest in history. So hopefully this resolves a little quicker than that. With some big titles coming out next year. For me, Black Myth Wukong, I don't want that to be subject to be delayed for any of this.
Yeah.
But much like the movie industry, it's a huge compensation, unregulated use of AI, and safety focal points for this. So obviously, we're hoping this gets resolved quickly and for the better of humans. But you know, these studios suck, and they are trying to just nickel and dime these guys
Yep.
hard.
Yep. And it's too bad because these people have been doing the work for a long time and kind of taking the shit into the deal, so they should get paid what
Hmm.
they're due. So
I almost got lost in a little Reddit rabbit hole for the video game side of stuff. So they talk a lot more about the voice acting side of stuff on Reddit. So
okay.
for anyone who wants to dive into that, lose yourself in a rabbit hole, Reddit's got a good thread on the voice acting side of stuff, which is very lengthy because video games is in fact voice acting. So a lot can change here in the next year if this doesn't go our way.
Yeah, that it could definitely it could affect some big things, and I hope that they get it figured out because it's not fair that those they should be getting compensated fairly for what they do.
Hmm.
They give us great entertainment, so.
Yeah. Other than that, I just have like some shows and movie updates, so
Oh yeah,
nothing too
I was gonna say go
immediate.
for it. Go for it.
Okay. Because of the recent strike info, Deadpool 3 is now officially delayed, so it will miss its May 3rd release date.
Sad.
Yeah. The Iron Claw from A24 Studios, the kind of the more horror production. I think this is based on a true story or true events. It stars Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, Harris Dickinson, a few other notable actresses. This releases December 22nd. It's a wrestling movie
Okay.
about three brothers. Looks pretty interesting. I'm not like huge into wrestling anymore, and this is based on something way before my time. So I think like kind of when wrestling first started. So, but it looks pretty cool. Zac Efron looks jacked. He definitely got ready for this role for sure.
Okay. Okay.
I'll probably catch it. It looks interesting enough, and yeah, based on true events, should be pretty good.
Yeah, I do. I do
Um,
usually enjoy a movie that's based on a true story.
right. Oppenheimer is available for purchase and digital on November 21st. And this also is going to include 3 hours of special features. I think if you own it, not on digital, but if you buy it.
Oh, that'll definitely be something I have to pick up because I didn't go to the movie theater to watch it. To be honest, I haven't been to a movie
Mm.
theater in quite a while because the closest one to us now that the Ferroplex is shut down is in Missoula. So,
That
yeah,
sucks.
we no longer have the Ferroplex, which I know you know what the Ferroplex is when I say that, but
Hmm.
we no longer
Yeah.
have that. So we have to drive to Missoula, and there's a couple movie theaters in Missoula,
The
but
AMC is nice there. I've been there.
yeah,
They have like full on fucking chairs, dude. They are comfortable.
I just lately I've become such an old man. I like
Hmm.
sitting on my couch. I like being able to smoke my weed in my front room and eat a big old fat dinner and have drinks and be able to pause, go to the
Yeah.
bathroom when I want to. It's, you know, it's one of those things that like I understand the joy of going to the theater and buying tickets, and I understand that's a big industry, but it's something that I don't necessarily miss all that much just because of how
Hmm.
much I enjoy just being in my house, to be quite frank. So, you know, it's one
Yeah.
of those
No,
things.
I totally get it. We are both recluses in this house for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a huge movie freak, so if I can, I go to the weekend showing and
Yeah, no, and
try
I,
and support in some way.
yeah, you know, and honestly, I could
Even though
see
it's
it
nice
being
though.
fun. Like, I personally have kind of wanted to try that movie theater in Missoula where you can order dinner and go see a movie.
It's dope, man.
Yeah, I heard it was cool, and I kind of would love to go try that just to see what it's like. But you know, it's also not something I'm like super. It's not something I'm super concerned about, just
Just,
because I
just
really enjoy being at home.
yeah, I totally get it because like yeah, we're both recluses and would definitely much prefer to just load a bowl and pause whenever we want.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I
It's
don't know,
nice to be able to
I'm
sit.
weird.
I can smoke weed while I'm watching this movie, and no one's like, "Hey, dude, you're not allowed to do that in here."
Yeah,
You know,
totally, totally.
so. But you know, I know there is a movie theater that exists somewhere. I was just seeing a TikTok about it. There's a movie theater that you can smoke in. Like there's a
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, you can go in and smoke weed in. And I was like, yo, if that was a movie theater near me, I would go all the time then. I go watch movies all
Every
the time.
day.
Go buy a couple J's before you go. That'd be a great business. Have a little dispensary right outside the movie, like where the popcorn
Yes,
is. So you could buy like
seriously.
your couple J's, some popcorn and some soda, and then you go and watch the movie and smoke your J's and watch a movie and just have those big exhaust fans up in the ceiling so the smoke just doesn't sit in the room, and then just blast the speakers so you can't hear it.
Straight up. This is where we need lawyers so they can patent this for us because that's $1 million idea, bro.
Dude, the fucking stoner theater, dude. The stoner theater. Just
Straight up.
come smoke weed, hang out. You can even like we'll make a business out of it, rent bongs for like $5 per movie or something. 10 bucks
That'd be
for a
sick.
big one.
Yeah, we'll make money on the concessions. We'll make ticket prices cheap.
Oh, dude, you think that'll be where we make all of our money? It's a bunch of
Yeah.
stoners, dude. We're not gonna have just like dumb movie theater concessions. I'm gonna make sure we got like some hot dogs and like, you know, maybe a
Yeah. We're
smash
flaming
burger.
hot Cheetos too.
Yeah, like easy, quick stuff that you can fry up real fast, but it's like tasty as shit. You know what I mean? I like that bad for you food.
Yeah, a real good bad for you.
No, I guess the only other thing I have to talk about was some snowboarding stuff. Travis Rice has a new snowboarding movie coming up soon. Let me double check on the name of that. Um, if you don't know who Travis Rice is a backcountry snowboarding. I'm just gonna call him the guru. He's a backcountry snowboarding guru, man. I mean, that guy is he is something else on a snowboard. I mean, the guy he helped create one of the craziest snowboarding competitions called the Supernatural, and it's like a freestyle snowboarding competition, but it's like a backcountry set. So you have this very steep bit of terrain that's got a couple man-made pieces on it, and then you got lots of natural kickers with rocks underneath it. They look for spots where there's lots of natural jumps and stuff and lots of deep powder, and then they'll go in and add a couple things and let it snow on top of it some more. It's an incredible competition. His new
Oh yeah.
movie, let's see, 3 year, there it is. Oh no, that was the last one. I own that one. The last one of the last big ones he made is called The Fourth Phase, and that movie is something else. It is beautiful. Like he it's this really crazy movie where it essentially shows him snowboarding in America and Wyoming for the winter time, and then the summer hits, and he like watches the snow evaporate and melt and then go into the rivers and evaporate, and he follows the rain clouds across the ocean and goes to like South America and migrates with this cloud and like just rides the same, he essentially calls it riding the same water, and he just follows the snow is what he calls it. And
Oh wow.
it's an incredible snowboarding movie. Some of the shit he does in there is like it's something else. Some of the places he goes, like they go to this one place where I mean they barely have enough fuel to get in and out and to let him drop in. It's some of the stuff he's doing is like it's places where no one's ever even walked and he's snowboarding it. You know what I mean? Like Travis,
Yeah.
he's trying to push it to the next level all the time, and it's so crazy to watch. And he's got such a he's got such a mind for planning that stuff. It's really cool to watch. His new movie coming out is called Depth Perception. Um, it'll be um it'll be coming out. Let's see, where's that release? Oh, it's just got the trailer. They're probably still filming. They probably got this one more winter of filming, is what I'm guessing.
Hmm.
Um, but um, he just the stuff that the places they go. Every time I watch those movies, it makes me want to go out and ride a snowboard. Even though I can't nearly do what these guys are doing, it makes me want to go ride so bad. Travis Rice is he's such an animal on a snowboard, like
That's dope.
hitting gaps and like flying 70 feet down the side of a mountain
Jeez.
in the air. Like it's no big deal. And then like,
Yeah, that's definitely not me.
yeah, and I enjoy watching that stuff so much. And they find the pillows. That's the big thing he's been about lately. A lot of the shit he's been hitting are like these really cool like natural forms he finds where like the snow builds up and they look like a bunch of pillows all right next to each
Oh,
other.
okay.
Yeah, and he'll just like ride across them, like he'll be hauling ass and just like touch the tops of them as he's going. It's so crazy looking. And like they're riding down
I
shit
bet.
that you couldn't even walk down if you wanted to. It's almost it's almost straight down. It's almost straight
That's
down.
crazy.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna ride a snowboard down that. Like I never understood. I never understood, but I enjoy it.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, but
Let's see.
that's about the with action sports. That's my big thing is coming up is we got fights. We got fights coming up. Francis Ngannou, Tommy Fury. That's coming up soon. I'm gonna make sure to pull that up and make sure on the date on that. Let's see. Undercard. And I got the complete list of the undercard matches for that as well. What date is this gonna happen? 2020. It's supposed to happen this year. Fight date, start times. That's you son of a bee, dude. These articles suck sometimes.
Agreed.
Oh, there it is. Faces former. Okay, so Tyson Fury, the WBC heavyweight champion, current champion, faces former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou and Saudi Arabia October 28th. So that's coming up. It's a 10-round bout.
Yes.
And then we got the undercard. Um, the below that we got Fabio Wardley and David Ade Adeleye, I want to say, but I probably butchered his last name because I'm really bad at pronouncing names. So it looks like that's the only undercard fight, at least that I'm seeing. Wardley's record is 16-0, and Adelaye's David's is 12-0, so that should be a pretty decent undercard fight. I'm not very familiar with either of them. I'll have to check those guys out and watch some clips. But Tyson Fury is an incredible, incredible fighter. And Francis Ngannou, that championship fight that he had in the UFC was something else. And I think this is gonna be a hell of a boxing match. They're two gigantic dudes. Their little face to face was pretty funny not too long ago. Francis has really been trying to make fun of Tyson's little beer gut because the guy is kind of chunky a little bit. He's got a little bit of chunk on him, but he's the world heavyweight boxing champion for a reason. So, like,
Yeah.
call him chunky if you want, but he don't need to be in shape to be that good of a boxer. He's smacking people around still. So
Mhm.
that should be an interesting one. Let me double check on the next upcoming UFC card because I know we have another one coming up soon. Oops. How's the hockey thing going? How's hockey?
Oh, just like everyone predicted, Ottawa Senators and Red Wings are top 5 in the standings. It's definitely a joke. They are not supposed to be at the top of the standings. Very weird to start the first 2 weeks, but it's been good, entertaining. Some big injuries, unfortunately, to some teams. So weird way to start the year. Yeah, I think that happened for football too. Aaron Rodgers being out, what's supposed to be all year, but he's going to defy medicine and healing and come back sooner, apparently. So let's see how that goes.
Damn, I missed last night's. I forgot that was happening. I was so into fucking Warzone with the
Oh
boys. I
no.
forgot about the fucking Volkanovski 2 last. It was Makachev versus Volkanovski 2 last night.
Hmm.
Uh who won it? Was it Volkanovski? No, Makachev beat Volkanovski. Holy shit, by KO. In round 1, 3 minutes into round 1.
Oh Jesus,
Holy moly.
that's quick.
Okay, and then Chimaev beat Usman by majority decision, 29 to 27, 29 27, 29 27, 28 28. Wow. Uh the Ankalev Walker declared no contest, accidental foul, 3 minutes of round 1. I'm going to have to watch the highlight on that.
That would be very annoying.
Yep. Aliskarov. There's been a lot of dudes from the Middle East lately invading the UFC,
Hmm.
and they are monsters, dude. They are all monsters. They're so scary. Aliskarov defeats Alves by TKO at 2 minutes into round 1. Nurmagomedov.
Jeez.
It's the same last name as Khabib, and I could never pronounce it right. Nurmagomedov. I can never pronounce it right. Defeats God, these names are crazy. Gaffarov. God, I cannot pronounce any of these. I apologize out there for butchering these. By submission, guillotine choke. 1 minute into
Fuck yeah.
round 3. Oh my gosh, looks like this was a pretty I'll have to watch this one. Go back and watch this one. It sounds like it was pretty decently exciting, especially the Volkanovski. That's crazy. I cannot believe. I figured Volkanovski was gonna win, but that guy is a monster. The next one coming up is Almeida versus Derek Lewis, Saturday, November 4th. That'll be a good one. And then Saturday, November 11th, we got John Jones versus Stipe. Holy shit. November 18th. I don't know those two. Allen versus Craig. I'll have to check on those two. But Stipe and freaking Jones, I cannot wait to watch that fight. We got a picture of Jones holding the belt. Hell yeah, dude. That'll be an excellent main card. Oh, that'll be excellent. And that's at Madison Square Garden in New York. That's a big one.
Oh fuck yeah.
That's a
Nice.
big one.
Yeah.
I know from listening to Rogan, a lot of the fighters and Rogan himself, they all really like when the events are at Madison Square Garden. They love it in the gardens, which I don't blame them. The place looks incredible. But I think that's pretty much all I got today. You got anything else? Any
Yes.
new news? I think I think I'm gonna end this, and I think I'm gonna probably get on some Warzone. I think Slugg and some other of the other guys said they were gonna be playing to get today, so I'm gonna try to get some more of this event time in. Might eat a little bit of lunch though, so
Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry. So
yeah, I'm definitely a little bit hungry. But well, thank you for finishing this out with me.
absolutely.
Thank everybody who makes it this long. This one was a little bit longer, but that's okay. We're just here to shoot the shit and have a good time. I will make sure to have all the links below this, wherever you're listening. If you can, check us out on Twitch, K13 Gaming, and UncleChowdr and Maddogg 0131 on Twitch. You have to add that part in there. Like I said, I'll have the links down below. And this will be episode 2. We will reconvene for episode 3 next Sunday. Hope to catch you then.
Peace.